Beyond the grade, tapping into the intelligences school overlooked. Master your unique skills and transform your life in just 3 months without the limits of traditional education. Preface. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. W. B. Yeats. The wisdom of Yeats captures the essence of what I wish to convey through these pages. Education, in its truest form, is about igniting a passion, an insatiable curiosity that goes far beyond the conventional practices of a classroom. It's about recognizing and honing the unique strengths and intelligences that often go unnoticed within the rigid structure of traditional schooling. This is exactly what I intend to help you achieve with the guidance offered in this book. We exist in a world where the worth of an individual is often gauged by quantifiable achievements, test scores, grades, and certificates that, while commendable, can blinker the broader spectrum of human ability. Multiple intelligences forge the fabric of society, and it's these that this book aims to celebrate and cultivate. Touching upon diverse intelligences, from musical to spatial, from interpersonal to intrapersonal, I invite you to explore and master your unique set of skills. Why did I choose to pen these words, you may ask? In truth, it was the realization that so many of us are akin to hidden gems, rough-cut diamonds that have not yet been polished by recognition or opportunity. I've seen bright individuals burdened with the belief that they were lesser because the conventional system did not acknowledge their distinct talents. These experiences, people whose stories are woven with untapped potential and an unquenched thirst for fulfillment, are at the heart of why this book exists. Throughout this venture, I have been inspired by the resilience and innovation I've witnessed in people from every walk of life. I owe a debt of gratitude to the scholars, educators, mentors, and students who've illuminated the path with their insights and experiences. Their collective wisdom is a cornerstone of this exploration. To you, the reader, thank you warmly for investing your time and stepping into this journey with me. Time, after all, is our most precious commodity, and I am genuinely thankful you've chosen to spend some of yours here. We share a vision for a future where individual strengths are the bedrock upon which success is built. The ideal companion for this book would be someone who perceives education not merely as a ladder to climb, but as a landscape to traverse, rich in diversity and ripe with potential. You may find that there are no prerequisites to understanding this material except for an open heart and a mind willing to embrace change and possibility. As we navigate this exploration together, remain aware that the solutions to the questions you have been seeking are not just within these pages but also within yourself. Today is a turning point, as it is every day, where the journey to mastering your unique skills and transforming your life commences. I am confident that within the span of 3 months, the growth you experience will be as tangible as it is transformative. Please, proceed further, and let us unlock the intelligences that the world has, for too long, overlooked. Herein lies the path to not just achieving your dreams but expanding them to horizons you couldn't have imagined. Chapter 1. The Invisible Genius Within. In the soft amber twilight of a humble village, nestled between the embrace of rolling green hills and the whisper of an ancient forest, Margaret stood outside the schoolhouse, a steadfast sentinel guarding against the encroaching night. The distant laughter of children, freed from the day's lessons, played like a gentle symphony upon the air. Within the walls of that sanctum of learning, she had devoted her life to the enlightenment of young minds. Yet as the cool wind tousled her graying hair, Margaret contemplated a disquieting truth. The confines of conventional education, with its staunch allegiance to the measurable and the verbal, often left behind those who spoke in the language of color and movement, of rhythm and relation. She thought of young Thomas, a lad whose hands danced with the grace of a sculptor, fashioning wonders from mere clay and wood. Could the straight lines and rigid angles of his report card capture the spirit that animated his craft? His intelligence, kinetic and vibrant, was one unsung by the rigid hymns of academia. And then there was Elsie, whose melodies could coax tears from the sternest faces, her small fingers a maestro commanding the ivory and ebony keys of the piano in the corner of the assembly hall. Whose curriculum could quantize the emotional wisdom in her symphonies, the literacy of her soul's own composition? Margaret's heart ached, not for the dreams of what could be, but for the hidden dreams that might never see the nurturance of daylight. The village, a microcosm of the world at large, played unwittingly into a grander societal mise-en-scene, one where the beautifully disparate puzzle pieces of human potential were forced into a monochrome mosaic. A gentle breeze, heavy with the scent of pines and the earthy perfume of rain-soaked soil, wafted through the air, and with it a murmur of resilience. It was a reminder that the world was vast, interconnected, that each life touched another, and in that communion, there was power. In the eyes of each child, she saw reflected not just a singular destiny, but a constellation of possibilities, each star a beacon for a different form of brilliance. Margaret turned back toward the school, her steps deliberate. She would champion the unconventional, foster the varied intelligences that dwelled in her care. For it is in the nurturing of the individual flame that the world finds its warmth, in the recognition of myriad talents that society truly advances. We are at our strongest when each unique gift is not only acknowledged but celebrated, allowing the symphony of humanity to swell to its truest, most resplendent crescendo. And so, as the dusk surrendered to night and the stars claimed the heavens, Margaret pondered the strength of a community united by the singular bond of shared human potential. In the quiet hours, with a conviction that swelled like the tide, she wondered, what if the true measure of our progress as a society is not in the accolades amassed, but in the hands we extend to uplift the talents of all? Unlocking the treasure trove of unseen talent. Imagine for a moment that our minds are labyrinthine mansions with numerous rooms, each echoing with unique melodies of brilliance. Traditionally, the grand halls of linguistic prowess and the geometric gardens of logical mathematical acumen take center stage, with rows of awards adorning their mantles. Yet, tucked away, are the cozy nooks and the sunlit atriums of other intelligences, often lying dormant and overlooked, simply because our customary educational tour guides may not have lanterns bright enough to illuminate them. Herein lies the heart of our discourse, the unveiling of the invisible genius within each of us, that which conventional education has left in the shadows. You see, the journey through traditional education is akin to passing through lighthouse beams that illuminate only specific patches of the ocean's expanse, guiding ships with the promise of safe passage through recognized routes. Linguistic and logical mathematical skills indeed have their luminous glow. They are quantifiable, easily captured in the nets of standardized testing. Yet, isn't it true that the deep seas have more diverse marine life in the dark than in the light? The multiple intelligences, musical, bodily, kinesthetic, interpersonal, among others, constitute this richer, often unseen ecosystem of our cognitive seascape. In this exploration, we shall take a voyage beyond the bright beams to the beautiful depths of our abilities, venturing to understand how the cherished philosophies of our time have long sponsored certain intelligences at the expense of others. We are on a quest to recognize these overlooked forms of intelligence that are as essential to our flotilla of faculties as our operational rudders or sails full of the wind of reason. Furthermore, we must ponder upon the ripple effects of neglecting such riches inherent in us. How often have individuals questioned their self-worth because they didn't fit into the academic mold? How many talents have remained unpolished, tethered in the abyss of underappreciation? Acknowledging the implications of undervalued talents on an individual's self-concept and potential is not just educational reform. It is, dare I say, a clarion call for cultural evolution. A symphony of abilities awaits your conductor's baton. As we attune ourselves to the main themes of this book, let us first grasp the magnitude of educational metamorphosis. This transformation is not merely about refining our schooling methods but about revolutionizing how we perceive intelligence, skill, and the pursuit of success. It's about crafting a world where we succeed best by helping others realize their potential, and where every person can achieve unimaginable heights. In the forthcoming passages, you shall be equipped to unlock and leverage your unique intelligences. The learning is structured to be completed in a significant yet compact timeline: 90 days, a mere breath in the life of learning, yet potent enough to be transformative. Bear in mind, no constraint of traditional academic assessments shall bar your progress. You'll be free to discover, adapt, and thrive. To cultivate our shared human garden with the fruits of our varied geniuses is to enhance the community around us. Practical skills, those that bring grace to the dancer, wisdom to the counselor, or transcendence to the artist, are no less valuable than the equation or the essay. They bolster our societies, stitched together by the intricate work of myriad talents. Cast aside the cloak of doubt. Thus, we embark on this adventure with a one-world ethos, mountainous in its aspiration, oceanic in its inclusivity, carrying with us an unconditional regard for our fellow humans. Each chapter that unfolds will not only reveal, but also help in honing the fine art of each intelligence. This pursuit is but a testament to our shared belief that by investing in the magnificent diversity of our intelligences, we light up our collective future with the splendor of 1,000 suns, each different, yet each illuminating the path for others. With measured steps and a knowing smile, let us begin to peel away the layers of the ordinary, to reveal the sparkling mosaic of our innate potential, and so, without further ado, let us step into the light of discovery, ever reminded of the extraordinary adventures that await in the simple turning of a page. A closer look at the scale of intelligence. Step into any traditional classroom and you'll witness an educational paradigm that has stood the test of time. Here, students are primarily measured by their ability to manipulate language and numbers, two forms of intelligence that have been enshrined at the apex of our educational systems. But is this an accurate reflection of a person's capability? Linguistic intelligence, the domain of poets, novelists, and orators, commands a respect born out of the human fascination with the power of the spoken word. The linguistic brilliance that resonates through speeches and written texts is undeniably a form of artistry. Similarly, Logical mathematical intelligence, the realm of scientists and mathematicians, provides the foundation of our technological world, from the design of bridges to the algorithms driving our devices. The prowess in reasoning and problem-solving is what often drives innovation forward. It is no wonder that schools, desiring to equip students for a modern, fast-paced economy, prioritize these two forms of intelligence. Standardized testing, which became the yardstick of academic achievement, reinforces this hierarchy of intellect. However, this approach can create a myopic lens through which we view a student's full potential. What this traditional mirror fails to reflect are the myriad nuances and textures of human intelligence. Just as a symphony relies on the harmonious blend of various instruments, so does our society benefit from a diversity of talents and abilities. The educational architectonics that prioritize linguistic and logical mathematical intelligence are inadvertently designing a skewed edifice that does not cater to the eclectic talent available. Redefining brilliance beyond words and numbers. Imagine for a moment the vibrancy in a world where the composer's melody is as treasured as the mathematician's theorem. Where the elegance of a dancer's leap is as revered as the poet's verse. The musical maestros, the athletic dynamos, and the charismatic leaders possess forms of intelligence that can stir the soul as profoundly as a well-crafted argument or an elegant equation. In neglecting these other forms of intelligence, we fail to nurture other seeds of potential brilliance. Think of the child who can dance before they can walk, or the one who can placate a conflict with a few choice words, or deftly navigate social nuances. In a classroom that disproportionately celebrates only two ways of thinking, the chances for many students to truly excel or even recognize their natural capabilities can be severely limited. Navigating a world that often seems tone-deaf to the symphony of human potential can lead to a skewed self-concept. Individuals may undervalue their natural strengths because they fall outside the narrow field of academic focus. Yet, these abilities are just as critical, if not more so, in personal and career success. Communities thrive not only on theories and texts but also on an array of skills and the ability to cooperate and empathize with each other. Nurturing every type of genius. The value of practical skills in the community cannot be overstated. An individual adept in navigating interpersonal relationships or someone who transforms a blank canvas into thought-provoking art contributes just as much to the fabric of society as a software engineer. Recognizing the importance of these skills is vital because they often facilitate the connection between disparate fields, fostering innovation and understanding. Reflect on this. A gifted teacher does not simply impart knowledge but ignites a passion for learning within students. Similarly, this book is not about providing simple answers. It is about identifying the sparks within you that the current educational paradigms may not have fully acknowledged. How then, can we construct a more all-encompassing educational tapestry that values the various kinds of genius equally? How can a system pivot to celebrate the wholeness of human capability, creating a learning environment that leverages every child's innate proclivities? It starts with a broadened perspective on what constitutes intelligence. A diverse spectrum of human capability. We are all part of one world, an ethos that champions diversity, inclusivity, and unconditional regard for our fellow humans. This principle underpins the belief that each person brings something irreplaceable to the collective table. The success of our community, our very civilization, hinges on helping others realize their potentials, on ensuring no form of intelligence is left behind. Heading into the next section, let us consider alternative forms of intelligence waiting to be harnessed. Let's affix our attention to the invisible genius that hides in plain sight, often overshadowed by traditional academic accolades. By opening our minds to the diversity of human capability, we invite a kaleidoscope of talent to enrich our shared experiences. The veiled virtuosos among us. Beyond standardized measures. Have you ever paused to consider the sheer diversity of talent and genius lying dormant in our classrooms, waiting for the right soil to bloom? It's clear as crystal that standardized testing has a penchant for celebrating a very narrow bandwidth of intellectual prowess, the linguistic gift of wordsmiths, the analytical might of mathematicians. These forms are prized because they're readily measured, leaving little to subjective interpretation. Yet, just outside this narrow view lies a vibrant spectrum of intelligence, rich and varied, evocative of a world brimming with unique abilities. The harmony of musical intellect. Let's turn the spotlight to musical intelligence. You know the kind. The individual who can weave emotions into melodies, who feels the pulse of rhythm like a heartbeat. Such a person's ability to discern pitch, rhythm, timbre, and tone could rival the precision of a finely tuned instrument. But when do our standard exams ask a student to compose a symphony or dissect the subtleties of a jazz improv? Music, with its universal language, holds the power to transcend cultures and unify us, bonding with an emotional thread that is as vital as any mathematical equation. Bodily kinesthetic brilliance. Consider also the bodily kinesthetic intelligence, the dancers, athletes, surgeons, and craftspeople who choreograph their movements with elegance and precision. Their wisdom is in their hands, feet, and the spatial awareness that guides their every move. It is an intelligence just as profound as that of a mathematician solving complex equations. The grace with which a ballerina tells a story through dance or the surgeon saves a life with a steady hand, these are testaments to an intelligence that no paper and pencil test could truly capture. Intrapersonal and interpersonal intelligences. Now, let's not forget the intrapersonal and interpersonal realms. The self-aware individuals who navigate their inner landscapes with an understanding that shines through their every decision. And the social butterflies whose empathy and charisma enable them to sway and inspire, to resolve and unite. They are leaders, counselors, diplomats, educators crafting a symphony of human connection. Theirs is the ability to build bridges between hearts and minds in a world that sometimes seems all too ready to build walls. The splendor of spatial intelligence. Visualize, if you will, the spatial intelligence that allows architects to envision grand structures or enables a painter to bring a canvas to life with depth and perspective. These visionaries understand the world in dimensions and shapes, crafting tangible masterpieces from the abstract confines of their imaginations. Their clear vision often guides society forward, creating spaces and aesthetics that serve as the backdrops to our lives. The naturalist's wisdom. The naturalist, too, displays a form of intelligence that we can no longer afford to overlook. In a world teetering on the brink of environmental crisis, the ability to understand and work in harmony with nature is not just a skill but a necessity. The naturalist's intimate dialogue with flora and fauna is an eloquent reminder that we are not separate from nature, but an integral part of its mosaic. Linguistic and logical as equals among many. Bear in mind, by highlighting these diverse forms of intelligence, we are not dismissing the value of linguistic and logical intelligences. Just as a garden thrives on the variety of its flowers, so too does society flourish with the nourishment of varied talents. It is not a competition, but rather a celebration of complementarity where each form of intelligence can, and should, be valued as part of a harmonious whole. Unconditional regard for all talents. By cultivating a world ethos of unconditional regard for the full spectrum of human intelligence, we are not merely being idealistic, we're being pragmatic. For when we help others to realize their potential, we amplify the capabilities of our communities and thereby enhance our collective prospects. The simple truth echoes through the ages: we succeed best by helping others to succeed. And as you stand on the brink of uncovering your unique talents, remember this: you are capable of achieving far more than what you have been led to believe. Your journey of self-discovery and mastery is only just beginning, and the world anticipates the wonders that you, in all your distinctive brilliance, will bring to light. The unseen dimensions of personal potential. When we speak of uncovering the invisible genius within, we touch upon the very core of individuality. Each person nurtures within them a constellation of unique talents and capacities that may not be immediately visible in the traditional halls of education. Far from being a mere footnote in the narrative of one's growth, the undervaluation of these gifts has profound consequences on self-perception and the flowering of one's full potential. Imagine a skill or passion that burns brightly within you, yet remains unseen or dismissed by the world around. The impact is not merely external, it shapes how you see yourself, possibly stunting the development of a sense of competence and self-worth. Recognizing the multiple layers of intelligence that reside in each of us is akin to acknowledging varying hues in a masterpiece. Each is essential for the full picture to emerge. It's about granting these skills the attention and respect they deserve, for they are instrumental in the enrichment of our communities and our collective existence. The cost to self-concept. The fabric of one's self-concept is intricately woven with the threads of feedback received from the outside world. When certain threads are undervalued or ignored, the fabric may fray, leading to a diminished self-concept. Talents in areas such as the arts, physical dexterity, or personal connection are often relegated to the background in favor of more academic skills. This misplacement can lead to a profound misunderstanding of one's worth and capabilities, inhibiting personal growth and the pursuit of fitting aspirations. On the other side, a balanced acknowledgement of all skills cultivates a stronger self-concept. Recognizing the value of practical skills, for instance, affirms the dignity of work in all its forms. From the deftness of a carpenter's hand to the intuitive understanding of the human mind by a counselor, each skill contributes to the fabric of our society, reflecting a broader and more inclusive understanding of success and efficacy. The ripple effect of unrealized potential. Consider the ripple effect when a stone is cast into a pond. The waves reach far beyond the initial impact. In a similar vein, when an individual's talents are left unacknowledged, not only is the growth stunted, but the community also loses out on the potential contributions that person could make. This loss extends beyond economic measures into the realm of social cohesion, innovation, and cultural richness. By nurturing diverse talents, we not only validate the individual's worth but foster a culture where everyone can contribute meaningfully. This synergistic approach echoes the ethos of One World, where the success of the individual is deeply entwined with the collective well-being. It is in the nurturing of each person's hidden genius that communities thrive, and in doing so, we exemplify an unconditional regard for our fellow humans. A vision of empowerment. Empowerment comes from the recognition that each of us harbors more talent than traditional metrics can reveal. In acknowledging this, we must adopt a spirit of lifelong learning and curiosity. There is extraordinary joy in the discovery of one's latent capacities, and even more so in the process of honing them to full expression. It's a journey of transformation, not just for the individual, but also for those around them who benefit from their skills and vision. By tapping into diverse intelligences, the landscape of opportunity expands. Individuals find avenues for success reflective of their unique strengths, leading to greater job satisfaction and a more profound sense of achievement. With this reframed understanding, we are not constrained by the limits of past recognition, but can stride towards a future where every kind of genius is nurtured and celebrated. Forging a path for others. In the cultivation of our talents, we inadvertently lay down a path for others to follow. By honoring our varied abilities, we become role models, illustrating that success is multifaceted. In the process of chasing individual success, we contribute to a collective narrative that encourages others to embrace their own uncharted gifts. It is more than personal triumph, it's about paving the way for communal growth and enrichment. The philosophy that we succeed best by helping others realize their potential resonates deeply in this context. Our shared humanity is ennobled when we engage with the world in a manner that uplifts and recognizes the multiplicities of intelligence, championing a more equitable and diverse future. Beyond imagination's boundaries. The story we are collectively authoring can extend far beyond the boundaries of our imagination. It is rich with the possibility of uncovering talents that can transform not just individual lives, but the very fabric of our social weave. When we cast off the shadow of undervaluation and step into the light of diverse intelligences, we discover that there is a vast landscape of potential that lies untapped. As guardians of this transformative knowledge, we are charged with the joyful duty to advocate for a more holistic view of intelligence, one that reflects our true abilities and enriches our lives beyond measure. Embrace this insight and carry it forward, for in doing so, you will find that you can indeed achieve much more than you ever imagined. The unseen spectrum of intelligence. Imagine walking through a vast, colorful garden, but with a blindfold that only allows you to see shades of gray. You would assume that the world is rather dull, missing out on the vibrant reds, the soothing blues, and the joyful yellows, wouldn't you? Similarly, the current educational system functions with such a metaphorical blindfold, only recognizing the grayscale of linguistic and logical prowess, while the spectrum of human intelligence remains unseen and unappreciated. We have ventured together through the idea that many intelligences are often neglected in the traditional corridors of learning. The melodies that some can spin effortlessly, the rhythm of a dancer, or the empathetic prowess of a natural leader, these skills are the unsung heroes within each person that we must celebrate and cultivate. Awakening the dormant genius. Bear with me for a moment as we unearth this thought. Inside each of us lies dormant potential seeds of genius that traditional education has perhaps failed to water. It's not because these capabilities are any less significant. It's just that they have been measured with the wrong yardstick. How can you gauge the depth of an ocean with a ruler designed for a school desk? You, dear reader, possess an array of intelligences, some of which may have whispered to you in moments of solitude or screamed during your everyday hustle. It's those whispers and screams we seek to amplify. It's that invisible genius within you that we are here to discover and deploy into the world. By valuing all types of intelligence, we sow a richer social fabric and embrace a one-world ethos. Our communities thrive when each member is not only acknowledged for their unique talents but is also supported in developing them. That's the unconditional regard we ought to have for our fellow humans. Unlocking your true potential. In the pages ahead, we will explore these less traveled paths of intelligence together. Armed with newfound insights, you will be encouraged to map out your own path, discovering hidden talents and abilities that can transform your life in just 3 months. But it's not just about self-improvement. As we foster our own talents, we also learn to recognize and nurture the abilities in others. By helping our neighbors, friends, and community members realize their full potential, we collectively succeed. You can achieve more than you can presently imagine, and together, we can forge a world where every form of intelligence has the space to blossom. End of chapter reflection. Allow me to offer a final reflection. As we stand on the threshold of this journey, remember that each chapter is a step towards realizing your own magnificence and the collective growth of those around you. The time has come to peel off the blindfold and experience the full spectrum of what it means to be intelligently human. Dismiss the narrow definitions and recognize that true intelligence is broader, more inclusive, and incredibly exciting. Let's embark on this enlightening path together, fostering a landscape where every person's genius is recognized and revered. As you turn the page, picture yourself 3 months from now, more aware, more accomplished, and most importantly, more aligned with your innate genius. Together, we shall step beyond the grade and embrace the unseen barrier within. It was during the quiet hum of the midday lull, in an ancient public library where the scent of worn leather and aged paper coalesced into an intoxicating blend, that Julian sat contemplating the dilemma that gnawed at the edges of his consciousness. In the cradle of silent knowledge surrounding him, his mind spun with the memories of yesterday's mathematics examination, stark in its imperious demand for precision. The sun, bold and unwavering, illuminated the dust motes dancing above the mahogany table where he rested his elbows, his fingers threading through his hair. Julian's mind drifted. He thought of his uncle, a man whose hands shaped wood into laughing children's toys, despite never having achieved stellar grades in school. His uncle's laughter, rich and sincere, echoed in Julian's memory, a soothing balm to the sting of academic shortcomings. The world outside bustled with a symphony of life, unseen but ever present behind the regal library windows. Julian considered how each passerby possessed a treasure of hidden talents, most swimming quietly beneath the surface, escaping the rigid net of standardized metrics. Across the room, a young girl puzzled over a colossal atlas, her bright eyes journeying through continents of ink and imagination. Julian watched as she turned the page, the geography of human achievement unfurling before her, unbound by the strictures of numerical evaluation. A librarian, with the tender concern of a shepherd, guided an elderly man through the labyrinth of technology. Julian reflected on the tapestry of skills before him, the patience of teaching, the wisdom born of experience, the eagerness of learning. Where was the measure for these qualities, he wondered, in a system too often blind to the many-hued spectrum of human capability? Those who tread the path less taken often find their stride in the silence between society's loud proclamations of success. Julian knew, as the shadows lengthened and the sun began its descent, that the quest for a life rich with purpose and passion was not to be defined by grades or accolades, but by the moments of heartfelt connection and quiet triumph in the everyday. And so, as the clock tower chimed the hour and the world continued on its relentless march, Julian's thoughts circled back to a question as ancient as the library's oldest tome. How can we cultivate a world wherein every soul is afforded the dignity of being seen for their innate worth, unhindered by the narrow confines of conventional success? The illusion of A+ excellence. Imagine, if you will, a world where the Mona Lisa is judged not by the enigmatic allure of her smile, but by the straightness of the lines painted on her canvas. This is the world much akin to our current education system, where the nuanced artistry of individual talents is often bypassed for the rigidity of grades and standardized tests. In this chapter, we will explore how standardized metrics of success can mask an individual's unique talents and in doing so, challenge the lens through which we view intelligence and achievement. In schools emblazoned with honors lists and standardized testing benchmarks, it's no wonder that many leave the hallowed halls of learning feeling a sense of disillusionment. There is, after all, an inherent limitation in a system that purports to measure the vast ocean of human intelligence with a single cup. Many of us bear the brunt of a myopic definition of success, stifling the rich diversity of human capability. As we critically analyze these prevailing metrics, we will also beseech you to reflect on moments when you felt your light dimmed by the overshadowing monolith of the gradebook. You see, acknowledging and valuing unique talents is akin to nurturing seeds in fertile ground. It fosters growth, cultivates diversity, and leads to a harvest bountiful in innovation and creativity. This chapter seeks to remind you that within each of us lies an expanse of potential, often unseen by the narrow gaze of standardization. It is in the recognition of this divergence where the true adventure of education lies. The shadowed talents. To discern the contours of an individual's true potential, one must look beyond the confines of the grade sheet. Remember the child who could animate a room with storytelling, yet struggled to compose an essay under timed conditions. Their talent, glowing like warm embers, often remains unkindled within the education system. But this is not a funeral eulogy for lost potential. Rather, it's a clarion call for a renaissance of recognition. Individual talents should be celebrated and fostered with the same fervor as a mathematics test, for in doing so, we can sculpt a community rich in practical skills and human ingenuity. In the tapestry of our shared world, every thread is crucial. The carpenter, the gardener, the coder, and the caregiver each plays a pivotal role, contributing to the ubiquity of our societal fabric. Herein lies a profound lesson. We succeed best by helping others realize their potential. Consider the power of a society that empowers all forms of intelligence, where each individual's success is interwoven with the collective progress. It is an ethos of one world, of unconditional regard for our fellow humans, that should beat at the heart of reimagined learning. A vision of success uncharted. As we embark on demystifying the perceived value of conventional intelligence, let us weave tales not just of those who conquered academic mountains, but also of those who moved them. The entrepreneur whose empire was built on intuition and resilience, or the artist whose vision redefined an era, each began as embers neglected by the traditional education system. To recognize the vast panorama of human intelligence, we must embrace a lens that sees value in all colors of the spectrum, not just the hues of academia. The grand tapestry of human capability. The fervent chase for grades can often feel like a solitary journey, but success is truly a communal triumph. By nourishing the seeds of varying talents, we do more than just help an individual flower bloom. We cultivate a garden where everyone can taste the fruits of diverse abilities. The notion that you can achieve more than you can imagine is ingrained in the philosophy that, by discovering your unique knack, by charting your own odyssey beyond the well-trodden path of traditional education, you unlock the door to unimagined vistas of success. To learn is to grow beyond bounds. In the grand narrative of life, the most compelling chapters are often those that dare to diverge from the established plot. It's incumbent upon us to champion a system in which all forms of learning and being are equal protagonists on the stage of achievement. As we pave the way for a more encompassing definition of success, we also pave wider roads to personal fulfillment and community prosperity. Embrace this journey with an open heart, and let our collective support be the wind beneath your wings. Your potential is as boundless as the stars above us, and together, through the valuing of your unique talents and the shared success of our global village, we set forth into an era of enlightenment where every intelligence shines. The mirage of standardized metrics. Allow me to share a quandary that troubles many minds. In educational institutions around the world, there sits an invisible arbiter of worth, the idea of standardized metrics. Grades, scores, percentages, such figures loom over students like an omnipresent judge, determining their intelligence and potential. Yet, is it not curious that creativity, originality, and practical skills are often left languishing in the shadows, perpetually undervalued by a number system that seems rather arbitrary when you give it a hard stare? These metrics are intended to be clear, objective indicators of success and intelligence. However, consider the artist who paints worlds yet cannot grasp the world of algebra, or the entrepreneur whose keen foresight into market trends is obscured by a poor grade in history. Are these not manifestations of brilliance, albeit not in the form that traditional academics recognize? It's evident that the current yardstick for measuring intelligence is profoundly limited, for it captures only a sliver of the human mind's vast capabilities. Moreover, equating academic performance with worth and potential can be disheartening, especially when you recognize the deep well of intelligence that lies beyond academia's narrow confines. Educational systems can inadvertently stifle the aspirations of those whose abilities bloom in less conventional soil, those who shine when untethered from the rigidity of standardization. A spoken word poet's mastery of rhythm and language, a programmer's elegance in code, or a mechanic's intuition with machinery, such talents and intelligences bear no less significance than the ability to solve a complex equation. The conundrum of the classroom. Reflect upon your own years in the classroom. How often did you notice the paradox of students brimming with ideas, yet rendered silent when those ideas didn't fit the expected answers? Or those who were practically perceptive, swiftly solving real-world problems, but found their skills misaligned with academic demands? Within these walls, we learn to prioritize the appraisal of a test over the evaluation of a student's unique thought patterns and problem-solving abilities. The crux of the issue is that grades and test scores are a simplification of the diverse capacities and intelligences that make up a human being. It is time to question whether this reduction does more harm than good, to consider whether we are stifling the potential of countless individuals by overlooking those who do not flourish within the academic mold. The double-edged sword of standardization. Make no mistake, standardization has its place. It serves as a tool for comparison and evaluation. Yet, wielded without care, this tool becomes a double-edged sword that can limit our understanding of intelligence. When the focus lies solely on quantifiable achievements, we risk ignoring the significance of the interpersonal, the tactile, and the imaginative. Realizing one's full potential is not confined to the realm of a classroom nor the boundaries of standardized testing. It blossoms in the myriad ways we engage with the world and the innumerable contributions to the tapestry of our communities. In a garden, does not every unique flower add to the beauty of the whole? Towards a more inclusive understanding of success, consider the most inspirational figures in history. Many of them would not have foreseen their future accomplishments judging by their academic records alone. It is their distinctive abilities, the ones that standard metrics failed to capture, which allowed them to leave an indelible mark on the world. Is it not then incumbent upon us to extend our definition of success and intelligence to encompass all forms of human talent and brilliance? A truly supportive education would measure success not merely in grades, but in the dedication one shows to their craft, the resilience one displays in the face of challenges, and the helping hands extended to others in pursuit of a shared goal. Our intelligence is revealed not only in our capacity to learn, but also in our ability to teach, to inspire, and to uplift those around us. Fostering a world of collective achievement. This brings us to an essential truth. The well-being of our world hinges on the collective prowess of its inhabitants. Each individual's unique abilities contribute to a harmonious and functioning society. When we commit to helping others realize their potential, we are not only fostering personal growth but also solidifying the foundation for communal success. A world where we celebrate an array of intelligences is a world that thrives. The measure of a society's prowess should be how well it nurtures the diverse talents of its people, allowing them to develop and flourish. Therein lies the key to not only overcoming the limitations of standardized metrics but also to fostering a more equitable and prolific world. Embracing all facets of intelligence. Let us now pivot our perspective and embark on a path to recognize and value the multitude of intelligences that reside within each person. As we continue the conversation, remember, your worth is not solely reflected in numbers or letters on a page. It radiates from every decision, every creation, and every interaction that is authentically yours. A common tale of unseen potential. Imagine for a moment, a young student named Alex, exceptional in arts, who could paint emotions on a canvas with the stroke of a brush. Yet, in classrooms where algebra equations and historical dates were the currency of intelligence, Alex's abilities were overshadowed. This narrative is far too common in our education systems, where a single scale dictates the worth of our youth's potential. It's imperative to recognize that the narrow confines of grades and standardized testing fail to capture the vibrancy and diversity of human intelligence. I've seen many an Alex in my days, youths whose brilliance in unconventional spheres were glossed over because they didn't tick the conventional boxes. A musician's melody, a builder's ingenuity, or a caregiver's empathy, these capabilities are invaluable assets to our communities, yet they go unrecognized. Lack of recognition in education. There's a poignant reality in our schools that we must address. Education often measures diligence and memory rather than understanding or creativity. I recall countless instances when students with a passion for practical skills felt cornered into subjects that belittled their natural proclivities. It is akin to asking a fish to climb a tree and then deeming it incompetent when it inevitably fails. The true tragedy lies not in the struggle, but in the unawareness of that fish's mastery in the water. When systems fall short, reflect on your own experiences. Perhaps you, too, were the child whose report card didn't glow with high marks, and yet you knew you had much to contribute. Or maybe you excelled in academia but felt a nagging emptiness because your true interests lay elsewhere. The educational system, with its penchant for uniform assessment, often falls short in nurturing individual strengths. The cathartic moment of discovery. There comes a cathartic moment for many when they realize that the grades that once defined their self-worth are not the absolute measure of their capabilities. The joy of discovering your talent can be life-changing. When someone finds their calling, be it in crafts, social activism, or entrepreneurship, their contribution to society can be profound. It's this very realization that spawns a deeper appreciation for practical skills and the artisans of our communities who wield them. Valuing the unseen. What remains unseen in a classroom often becomes the cornerstone of innovation and societal progress outside of it. Let's be clear, the calculative skills of a mathematician are important, but so are the attentive hands of a carpenter shaping wood into a sturdy chair. It's high time our educational perspectives widen to consider the full spectrum of talents. Those who have felt undervalued must remember, our communities thrive not only on academic accomplishments but on the diversity of gifts each individual brings to the table. Harnessing one's unique abilities. It is through nurturing each person's unique skills that we can achieve more than we can imagine. To every individual who feels constrained by academic labels, remember that your potential is boundless once you step beyond the grade. There's extraordinary power in being able to repair a car, grow a garden, or comfort the distressed. These are the skills that bind the fabric of our society together. The journey of self-rediscovery. As we journey together, let us shift our perspective from being solely grade-centric to embracing an environment of unconditional regard for one another's abilities. The lens through which we view success must be adjusted to celebrate not just academic giants but also those whose intelligence and service make our lives richer and communities stronger. By doing so, we don't just help ourselves, we help others realize their true potential, improving the world collectively. We must loyally cheer on the creative thinkers, the problem solvers, the empathetic listeners. Each role is essential for a harmonious society. The leap from traditional education to acknowledging the expanse of human capability is immense, but it is within this leap that lies the heart of real, transformative growth. The spectrum of intelligences. Imagine a garden, vast and vibrant with various types of flowers. Each has its unique beauty, thrives under different conditions, and contributes in its own way to the garden's diversity and splendor. This is akin to our human intelligence. It is multidimensional, distinct, and uniquely brilliant in every individual. To flourish, each individual needs recognition and nurturing of their particular intelligence. Linguistic intelligence, the power of words. Let's delve into linguistic intelligence, characterized by the mastery of language and the powerful conveyance of thoughts. Such individuals possess the rhythm of poets, the persuasion of orators, and the clarity of scribes. Whether it's transforming thoughts into compelling stories or articulating complex emotions, those with linguistic prowess navigate the seas of language with a commanding sail. Just think of how their words can inspire, influence, and inform, a critical component to the symphony of human interaction. Logical mathematical intelligence, the structure of reason. Logical mathematical intelligence, meanwhile, is the scaffolding upon which problems are solved and new ideas are constructed. Like architects of the mind, these individuals build frameworks of understanding, creating solutions as effortlessly as a spider weaves its web. Enthralled by puzzles and patterns, they bring order to chaos, making sense of the world through the lens of logic and numbers. Their role in society is paramount, from developing new technologies to enhancing efficiencies in all manner of processes. Spatial intelligence, visual and spatial wizardry. On to spatial intelligence, the realm of the visual thinkers, the dreamers who can see a sculpted masterpiece in a block of stone. Their world is one of images and dimensions, a playground where space is bent, shapes formed, and the visualized made manifest. Artists and engineers alike share this intelligence, shaping our world in forms from canvas to cities. They enable us to visualize the future and create it, drawing from the well of their imaginative geographies. Musical intelligence, symphony of the senses. Musical intelligence echoes with the harmonies of life, from the warble of the morning lark to the resonance of the evening cityscape. Those who are musically inclined are attuned to the symphonic potential of everyday sounds, crafting rhythms and melodies that stir the soul. It is in the cadences of these people's creations where we often find comfort, motivation, and sometimes, transformation. Their presence underscores the universal language of humanity that connects us beyond words. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence, the dance of movement. Consider the bodily kinesthetic intelligence, the raw, elegant expression of the human form in motion. Athletes, dancers, and surgeons share this intelligence, intuiting the intricate choreography of muscle, bone, and sinew. Their movements speak of a dialogue with the physical world, an understanding of the mechanics of body and space. As artisans of action, their contributions cascade through realms such as health and wellness, entertainment, and the tactile arts. Interpersonal intelligence, the weavers of relationships. Turning to interpersonal intelligence, we find the weavers of society's fabric, the empaths, the diplomats, the connectors. Equipped with this intelligence, they navigate social complexities with grace, understanding the unsaid as much as the articulated. Their capacity to foster relationships, resolve conflicts, and build communities is the glue holding the mosaic of society together. Through their empathetic engagements, we find leadership, cohesion, and mutual understanding. Intrapersonal intelligence, the inner compass. Finally, those graced with intrapersonal intelligence hold the map to their own psyche, embarking on introspective journeys few can fathom. They are the philosophers of self, the guardians of personal truth, and the pioneers of self-fulfillment. Their introspection fuels authenticity and resilience, making them lighthouses for others in storms of doubt and disquiet. Their insight often extends beyond the self, offering a lantern of guidance for the collective consciousness of their community. As we weave these strands of intelligence together, we construct a framework that values diversity, balance, and interconnectedness. Each form of intelligence not only stands magnificently on its own but also interplays with others, creating a network of abilities that can collectively solve problems, create beauty, and harmonize society. This tapestry of talents is not just theoretical, it is practical and omnipresent. There is undeniable profundity in recognizing and nurturing these intelligences within our communities and ourselves. As we look around, we see linguistic experts teaching and inspiring change, logical minds innovating for a sustainable future, and kinesthetic gurus sculpting bodies and minds. Interaction specialists bridge divides, spatial visionaries rebuild our world, musicians heal hearts, and intrapersonal sages champion self-awareness. Remember, every individual holds the potential to contribute significantly, should their unique intelligences be acknowledged and valued. The recognition of this spectrum not only elevates the individuals but also strengthens the fabric of society as a whole. By aiding in the realization of others' potentials, we foster a world where everyone has the opportunity to shine, thrive, and, in doing so, help one another to achieve more than we can imagine. This is the future where unique talents are not only celebrated but are seen as essential pillars of our collective success, a world enriched by the full breadth of human capability. Embracing the full spectrum of success. Imagine a world where the vibrant hues of individuality illuminate every corner, where the spectrum of success isn't just black and white, defined by letters on a paper, but instead, is as varied and colorful as a painter's palette. In this world, the artist, the thinker, the creator, and the doer all share the stage. It's this vision, one where every talent can shine, that we must not only dream of but actively work towards. Our education system, noble in intent, has entrenched itself in the tradition of standardization, a method that tends to cast a shadow over the brilliance of divergent talents. But here's a gentle reminder, as comforting and invigorating as your morning cup of tea. These systems are human-made, and what we have constructed, we can adapt and improve. Knowledge is an expansive garden. Consider the gardener, whose knowledge of the soil and seasons is as crucial to our sustenance as the mathematician's command of numbers. The gardener knows that not all seeds thrive under the same conditions. Some need the gentle coaxing of the shade, others the unabashed kiss of the sun. Similarly, our innate talents often require unique environments to flourish. We must be the gardeners of our own abilities, nurturing our strengths with as much care and respect as we do academic achievements. The journey of self-discovery. Reflect upon your own journey through the educational landscape. Like many, you might have felt the sting of a system that didn't quite understand the language your intelligence speaks. Perhaps it did not celebrate the wins you knew were substantial. Yet, through this, you've likely gained an invaluable quality resilience. Embrace these experiences not as setbacks but as stepping stones on the path toward a more profound self-awareness and the pursuit of your true potential. A symphony of synergy. In fostering a one-world ethos, we see how our success is interlaced with the success of others. The pianist's melody is richer with the violin's harmony, the architect's vision becomes reality through the hands of the builder. We are all players in life's grand symphony, and when one of us excels, the music of our community swells with a fuller sound. You are capable of more than you can imagine. The skills you hone today contribute to the symphony of our collective tomorrow. Whether your strength lies in craftsmanship or concept, in nurturing or innovating, remember that the value you bring to our shared world is immeasurable. A tapestry woven with kindness. As we extend unconditional regard for our fellow humans, let us also turn that kindness inwards. Embracing the diversity of our talents means recognizing that every strand of effort and every fiber of skill contributes to the tapestry of human achievement. You, with your unique abilities, are an essential thread in that ever-expanding work of art. So, I urge you to step forward into the light of your own brilliance, for in doing so, you illuminate the path for others. Your journey of learning and growth continues beyond these pages, and the narrative of your life is still being written. Awaken each day with the conviction that your talents are precious, your contributions significant, and your potential boundless. Take pride in who you are, and remember, together, we can craft a legacy of shared success unleashing minds for societal impact. The early morning light filtered through the dust-laden windows of the community center, casting long, angular shadows across the hardwood floor where Michael stood. As he looked around at the arrayed chairs and tables, a symphony of thoughts hummed in his mind. Today, he would pitch his idea, an idea born from his belief in the transformative power of diverse intelligences for societal betterment. Michael was not a traditional academic. His intellect was grounded in the tactile and the tangible. How often are the skills of the hands dismissed in favor of the abstract acquisitiveness of the mind? He pondered this as he set up the space, imagining the individuals who would soon fill it, each bearing their own unique gifts. In the crisp quietude before the others arrived, he reflected on personal satisfaction. He once believed a man's worth lay in the sweat of his brow and the calluses on his hands. Yet, here he was, about to advocate for nurturing the abundance of talents that lay dormant in his community. Michael knew all too well the heady joy that sprouted from the recognition of one's own capabilities. As the community members started to trickle in, with their curious glances and polite nods, Michael's mind raced through examples of transformation. Those tales of towns invigorated by the arts, derelict neighborhoods revitalized through communal gardening, and technology being harnessed to unite rather than divide. Each story was a testament to the potential that lay in their midst. The gathering hum of conversation was interspersed with clangs of chairs and the gentle scrapes of shoes against the floor, stirring the air with a tangible sense of anticipation. Michael's inner dialogue, usually a cacophony of self-doubt and determination, hushed to a soft whisper. He took a deep breath, absorbing the collective energy, conscious of the sense of brewing tea and worn leather, his senses sharpened by the immediacy of the moment. What lay ahead could redefine their collective existence. What if every person here discovered their unexplored strengths and unleashed them for the welfare of all? It was a thought that dared to challenge the status quo. Michael stepped forward, and with the gentle warmth of a mentor, he began to address the eager faces before him. Each person carried a spark. It was time to fan those sparks into a blaze that could light up their world. Could they, as a community, really harness their diverse intelligences to not only solve problems but to rewrite the story of the shared future. The Symphony of Unseen Talents. Imagine a world finely tuned like a grand symphony, where each instrument plays a vital role in creating a harmonious masterpiece. It's a world not solely measured in conventional timing and traditional compositions, but one that embraces the unique tunes each individual plays, an orchestra where diverse intelligences sing in unity for an evocative societal impact. This is the melody of our potential, my dear friends, yet one too often stifled by the monotone of standardized tests and one-dimensional success metrics. Within these pages, we embark on an odyssey not through grades and rote memorization, but through the rich landscape of human capability and adaptability. The minds we unleash are not confined to the boundaries of academia but are instead equipped with the skills and abilities to transform societies. It is not enough to acknowledge these diversely gifted intellects. We must nurture them, helping each individual to shine and, consequently, illuminating the world around us. Crafting a mosaic of minds. Let us cast a discerning eye on history's tapestry, where it's evident that society's advance has been a testament to the unorthodox thinkers, the unconventional problem solvers. Imagine the electric brilliance of diverse minds converging to solve present-day challenges. From the Fibonacci sequence to the architectural wonders stemming from unique geometrical insights, each innovation is a thread woven by minds that perceive the world differently. The quintessential gardener of talent. Digging our hands into the soil of human potential, we unearth the roots of success that lie in the nurturing of various talents. The synthesis between personal satisfaction and professional triumph is a delicate balance, achieved not by tipping the scales towards a singular form of intelligence, but by ensuring each talent is given the soil, sunlight, and water it requires to grow. Behold, professional contentment and personal growth are the fruits harvested from this garden of diverse abilities. In this dialogue of minds, we shall paint the portrait of communities transformed by the holistic development of their inhabitants, where innovation is not a scarce resource but a common commodity. As the wise shepherd guiding a flock to lusher pastures, we traverse examples peppered through industries that have blossomed under the tender care of varied cognitive abilities. Each story is a milestone, marking the progress we can achieve when we shift our gaze beyond the narrow path. The ripple of comprehensive growth. Never underestimate the rippling effect of a single, nurtured mind reaching its full potential. It incites a wave of transformation across the collective consciousness. As we encourage one another in this grand tapestry, we do not merely succeed individually, we ignite the spirit of collective triumph. In this pursuit, we reverently acknowledge that our growth is intertwined with the well-being of our fellow human beings. Gazing beyond the horizon. Dare to dream, not merely of what is, but of what could be when every latent intelligence is recognized, embraced, and celebrated. It's a dream where every keystroke, every brushstroke, and every equation is a testament to our shared humanity and our shared potential. A world where we thrive by kindling the fires of another's genius is a world where truly transformative education exists. The invaluable currency of wisdom. Embark on this journey, not as passengers, but as active participants. Understand that wisdom is the rarest currency, and its value surges when shared unconditionally. It's a conviction deep as the roots of an old English oak. By helping others realize their capabilities, we inadvertently craft a legacy far surpassing our own ephemeral stay. For in laying the cornerstone of others' dreams, we build the foundations of a world that celebrates more than it can ever imagine. In the vast tapestry of human cognition, it is the diverse intelligences of individuals that invigorate communities and industries with innovative ideas and creative problem solving. It's the variety of these intelligences that allows us to approach the same problem from different angles, often leading to groundbreaking solutions that a single type of intelligence might never uncover. Imagine the progress that can be achieved when the unique strengths of each mind are valued and harnessed. This is not just a hopeful vision, but a practical strategy for societal advancement that has been demonstrated time and again. The health of our communal body relies on the multifaceted nature of intelligence. Just as a symphony requires the harmonious blend of various instruments to create a masterpiece, societies thrive when the multiple intelligences of their citizens contribute to a larger purpose. The mechanic's knack for understanding complex machinery, the artist's eye for aesthetics, the scientist's analytical prowess, all are puzzle pieces of a larger societal jigsaw. When we cultivate an environment where these diverse talents all find their rightful place, we fuel innovation and pave the way for transformative change. Diverse intelligences bring into play a broad spectrum of perspectives that are crucial for solving the multifaceted challenges we face today. Environmental issues, for instance, are not just scientific quandaries but also involve economic, cultural, and ethical considerations. An interdisciplinary approach, drawing from environmental, social, and economic intelligences, fosters holistic solutions that are sustainable and respectful of our one-world ethos. This is where the true strength of a society is tested, not only in its intellectual achievements but also in its ability to apply them for the greater good of all. Personal and professional satisfaction, too, is deeply rooted in the acknowledgement and implementation of our varied intelligences. How fulfilling it is for an individual to be recognized for their innate skills and to be able to apply them in meaningful ways. It is a powerful thing when a person's vocation aligns with the distinct type of intelligence, turning what was once a mere job into a life's calling. There is a profound joy in utilizing one's natural abilities and contributing to something larger, reaffirming the notion that when we help others realize their potential, we simultaneously reach our own. On a larger scale, imagine the boundless progress that can be harnessed by a society that embraces all forms of intelligence. Think of the modern cities, technological innovations, and vast knowledge bases that have been created by tapping into the collective genius of humanity. When diverse intelligences interlock, they form the backbone of civilizations that leap forward, setting the stage for advances that were once merely science fiction. It is also important to consider the dynamism that is injected into the community when a broader skill set is celebrated. Volunteers applying diverse skills can transform a rundown park into a vibrant community hub. Students with varying abilities can collaborate to design solutions for real-world problems, and local businesses, by tapping into the unique strengths of their employees, can outperform competitors, thereby uplifting the entire community's economy. The value of nurturing each individual's intelligence is exponential. When a single mind's potential is realized, it can blaze a trail for others, inspiring them to explore and harness their capabilities. This domino effect has the potential to transform industries with innovative employees, propelling companies to new heights, and to revitalize communities by addressing their fundamental needs through ingenious means. As we reflect upon the role that diverse intelligences have in charting the future, let us not forget that greater harmony and progress are within reach. Each individual's contribution is not just a personal triumph but a stepping stone in our collective journey toward a brighter tomorrow. Forward together, how nurturing our collective talents leads to shared prosperity. Embracing the spectrum of skills. It's imperative that we nurture a wide variety of talents, not only for our individual fulfillment but also for the collective fabric of our society. Like threads in a tapestry, each unique skill can strengthen and enhance the overall picture. The satisfaction one feels from honing their innate abilities is matched only by the societal gains we reap when these talents are put into service. Diverse talents and skills are the backbone of communities. They drive innovation, fuel economies, and solve real-world problems. The carpenter who creates more than just structures, but carves homes that foster warmth and memories. The coder whose strings of commands catalyze the next tech revolution. Or the teacher who doesn't simply impart knowledge, but ignites curiosity and lifelong learning. These are the embodiments of prized yet often overlooked contributions to our society. The ripple effect of recognizing talent. Consider the extraordinary effect when someone's untapped potential is recognized and nurtured. A spark is kindled not just in the individual, but in the myriad of lives they touch. The contribution of each unique ability can cause a ripple effect, reaching far beyond the obvious. By fostering an environment where people's strengths are acknowledged, we encourage a society that values everyone. It's a one-world ethos that reminds us empathy and kindness are paramount in our interactions, as we help others realize their potential, often uncovering our own in the process. Finding joy in our work. In the pursuit of professional success, finding joy in our work is not just desirable, it's essential. A job well done, when it aligns with one's skills and interests, is a source of immense satisfaction. A gardener who intuitively understands the land can transform a barren space into a source of beauty and sustenance. An engineer, drawing from a deep well of creativity and logic, devises solutions that make life safer or more efficient. Job satisfaction culminates not from a relentless grind, but from finding harmony between one's passion and profession. The unsung heroes of progress. Behind the veil of progress, there's an orchestra of traditional and non-traditional skills harmoniously playing together. It is the unsung heroes, those with practical skills, who often underpin the foundations of our progress. The electrician, the plumber, the farmer. Their expertise is not merely practical but fundamental to the way our society functions. Herein lies the importance of practical skills. Without them, our communities would falter. We must, therefore, bestow the same reverence on these roles as we do on more glorified careers. Creating catalytic communities. By encouraging and cultivating an array of talents, we build catalytic communities dynamic and resilient, ready to face challenges with innovative solutions. The value of a well-rounded community, with each member contributing the distinctive skill set, cannot be overstated. It's comparable to a well-tuned orchestra where each instrument plays a vital role. The inclusivity of different intelligences not only enriches our daily lives but also fortifies us against unforeseen societal challenges. Harnessing the power of potential. If only we could see the world as an interconnected whole, recognizing that by aiding in the realization of each individual's potential, we propel the entire community forward. The person who uncovers a more efficient farming technique or the youth whose software secures data serves not only themselves but helps us all. Imagine a world where everyone achieves more than they imagine possible. The boundaries of innovation and compassion would be boundless. The shared journey of growth. The journey of nurturing talents is shared between the individual and society. As we acknowledge the contributions of each person, regardless of the nature of their intelligence, we pave a communal path to success. It's a path marked by mutual respect, an understanding that by helping each other, we elevate everyone. The societal mosaic becomes richer and more vibrant, reflecting the very essence of our shared humanity. Let us then take a moment to envision a future where each person is encouraged to explore, develop, and apply their gifts. By doing so, we not only transform ourselves but also the world around us. Remember, we succeed best by cultivating a spirit of unconditional regard for our fellow humans and by viewing each person's success as an integral part of our own. The tapestry we create together is more magnificent for every unique thread woven into its design. The path to self-discovery through reflection. In the vibrant tapestry of life, self-reflection serves as the loom upon which we can weave our personal narrative with threads of introspection. How many times have you felt a flicker of interest in an activity or subject, only to shove it aside in the hustle of everyday responsibilities? The journey of self-discovery begins with giving yourself the permission to delve into these sparks of curiosity. By pondering over your passions, your responses to past experiences, and the subjects that fuel your conversations, you unearth the bedrock of your unique potential. Reflecting on your inherent inclinations is the genesis of broadening your personal horizon and, ultimately, contributing to a greater societal good. Assessment of skills, a mirror to your might. Evaluating your own competencies might seem daunting at first glance. Yet, it is akin to standing before a mirror that reflects not just your image but the scope of your capabilities. This process requires a blend of self-assessment and external feedback. When you muster the courage to ask for others' perspectives, you are not showing weakness, but strength. It shows a willingness to grow, to sharpen the skills you possess, and to address those that need nurturing. A detailed inventory of your skills lights the path to self-betterment and sets the stage for impactful actions in the community. Boldness in assessing your talents paves the way for a life where personal satisfaction and societal contribution are interwoven. Gap analysis, bridging the divide between present and potential. Pinpointing the chasm between where you are and where you aspire to be can be a transformative exercise. A skill gap analysis is not about highlighting deficits, rather, it's about identifying opportunities, the bridges waiting to be crossed on your journey to excellence. It provides a strategic focus, helping you to target your efforts where they're most needed, ensuring that no ounce of your talent lies dormant. Recognizing and narrowing these gaps not only propels you forward but can catalyze innovation within communities and industries. Crafting a personal skill development plan. Imagine yourself as a sculptor, and your development plan, the chisel that shapes your future. This plan is not merely a list of goals, it is a personalized roadmap, etching out milestones and actions with precision and care. Whether it includes formal education, venturing into new experiences, or seeking mentorship, each component of your plan is a deliberate stride toward mastering your craft. And as you evolve, the rippling effect of your growth can invigorate those around you, instilling a culture of continuous learning and improvement. The meticulous crafting of a skill development plan is an artistic endeavor that benefits both self and society. Mastery through application, the crucible of real-world experience. The final flourish in your growth narrative is the application of acquired skills in real-life scenarios. Whether it's through volunteering, internships, or collaborative projects, each experience is a critical testing ground. It's here that theory meets practice, where your skills are honed, tested, and showcased. These practical engagements not only enhance your own skill set but also have the power to inject fresh perspectives and innovative solutions into the community bloodstream. Your commitment to applying your talents in tangible settings can be the spark that ignites systemic transformation. To wrap up, the aforementioned framework is not just a theoretical construct, it is a practical guide designed to equip you with the knowledge and steps to tap into your unique intelligences. At each stage, from reflective introspection to the application of skills, the framework reinforces a powerful truth. The growth of the individual and the advancement of society are deeply interconnected. As you progress through this framework, you'll discover that the more you invest in your own development, the greater your capacity to make a meaningful impact on the world around you. The dynamic interplay of self-improvement and societal contribution creates a symbiotic relationship, promoting a culture of mutual enhancement. It is time to embrace the full spectrum of your abilities and, in doing so, empower those around you to do the same. Your singular intelligence can be the linchpin in pioneering changes that reverberate throughout communities and industries. Remember, your potential is boundless, and your journey to harness it, truly inspirational. Embracing the spectrum of intelligence. Our journey together has woven through a rich tapestry of insights, unraveling the immense value hidden within our diversity of thought and talent. It's a vibrant palette from which humanity draws its strokes of genius, innovation, and creativity. Picture the human mind as a garden, diverse in its flora, each plant with its unique properties, some with deep roots, others reaching for the sky. It's the combined variety that contributes to the garden's resilience and beauty. Our society, much akin to this garden, flourishes when we not only acknowledge but nurture the full spectrum of intelligences. The heart of personal satisfaction. Consider for a moment the profound sense of accomplishment that comes from utilizing one's inherent gifts. Much like a craftsman feels a connection to the wood he molds, there exists an undeniable joy in applying our innate abilities towards something meaningful. Through this lens, we begin to see that personal success isn't just about financial gain or accolades, but a deeper, resonating satisfaction. It's a warmth that fills your spirit when you're in your element, akin to the snug comfort of a well-worn leather chair by the fireside. It's the recognition of our own value in a world that too often measures worth by narrow standards. Transformation through holistic development. The transformation that emerges when communities and industries embrace holistic development should not be understated. Like an orchestra where each instrument's unique timbre contributes to an exquisite symphony, so too does every individual's specialized intelligence add to our collective progress. We've looked at examples where nurturing the underappreciated facets of intelligence has not merely changed lives but has reinvigorated entire communities. It's an unfolding saga of human empowerment, a narrative where each of us plays a pivotal role. In practicing unconditional regard for our fellow beings, we weave the fabric of a world where success is shared and multiplied. Remember, each time you help someone realize their potential, you're adding another vibrant hue to our societal canvas. The unimagined heights of achievement. At the heart of our discourse lies an unshakable truth: you possess the potential for far more than what you dare to imagine. As you stand at the foot of the mountain, the peak may seem shrouded in the mist of uncertainty. But it's the single step, followed by another, empowered by the knowledge and acceptance of your unique capabilities, that lifts you higher. Together, we are on a path not just of self-discovery, but self-actualization within the embrace of one world ethos. Bear in mind, the journey towards unlocking the power of your mind is akin to releasing a river from a dam. It requires patience, insight, and the will to break free from the constraints that bind it. Once released, the flow of your potential can power the mills of transformation, mightily and without cease. Our success, dear reader, is not an isolated phenomenon. It is deeply intertwined with the success of others. By assisting those around us to tap into the unique resources, we bolster our collective capacity to rise above challenges. This reciprocity is the cornerstone of a society propelled forward not by mere chance, but by the deliberate fostering of every spark of genius lying in wait. Let this chapter be but the opening of doors in your mind. A gentle invitation to explore the corridors of your own abilities and to step, with courage and conviction, into the realm where your intelligences become the instruments of societal transformation. The path ahead is illuminated by the brilliance of your own intellect, and as you embark upon it, remember, the world's greatest symphony is yet to be written. Perhaps, with your unique intellect resounding single intelligence myth. The air was crisp with the hint of approaching winter as Evan strode down the cobblestone streets of the old town for his afternoon walk, a ritual that helped him clear his mind. His breath fogged in front of him, blending with the grey of the afternoon sky. Children chased a football with shouts and laughter echoing off the walls, while shopkeepers nodded at familiar faces, holding on to the final moments of the day's trade. Evan, a retired schoolteacher, mused on the intelligence in those children's eyes, a brightness not always captured in the confines of a classroom. His years of teaching had taught him that the bounds of traditional academic achievement were too constricting for the diverse minds of his students. How many poets, leaders, and innovators had their sparks doused by the narrow expectations of society? His thoughts were interrupted by the sight of an elderly man delicately sculpting a figure from clay. Evan watched, rapt, as the artist's hands danced with the grace of a conductor's baton, each movement birthing life into the formless mass. It was a reminder of the intelligence that lay in creation, in the understanding of materials and the silent language of hands at work. Certainly, this man held a wisdom no standardized test could ever measure. Turning the corner, Evan's eyes caught a group of teenagers volunteering at the local shelter, coordinating efforts and distributing goods with a sense of purpose. They demonstrated a social intelligence, a deeply human skill to navigate the shared reality of a community's needs. He smiled to himself, encouraged by the inherent goodness in youth when guided by empathy rather than competition. As the sun began its descent, painting the horizon in hues of deep orange and pink, Evan sat on a worn bench by the river that had carved its way through the town over centuries. he reflected on his own intelligences, the depth of his understanding of young minds, his knack for storytelling, and his lifelong love for literature. Perhaps it was time for him to craft a plan, not unlike the artist with his clay, to nurture these gifts in a new chapter of life. The ripples upon the water whispered of potential, of the beauty in recognizing that every person possessed a unique array of intelligences. Each one deserved to be discovered, nurtured, and valued. The notion filled him with the warm glow of the setting sun, a reaffirmation of life's subtle lessons. In the stillness, Evan pondered the lives touching his own, the children, the artist, the volunteers, and the countless others, each a thread in the tapestry of humanity. Might our richest fulfillment come not solely from celebrating our own potential but from helping others realize theirs? How many undiscovered geniuses walk among us, their strengths yet to be recognized and embraced in the warmth of one world ethos? Unveiling the spectrum of intelligence. Picture, if you will, the richness of an orchard in full blossom, each tree offering a variety of fruit. Here lies our first morsel to ponder: not all fruits ripen the same. Similarly, human intelligence is a tapestry replete with manifold threads, each representing a different caliber and color of intellectual and creative potential. Our journey today will lead us through the rediscovery of what it genuinely means to be intelligent beyond the confines of academic assessments that, for too long, have served as the sole measure of one's intellectual capacity. It's a common trap, isn't it? To conflate intelligence with the ability to navigate the waters of academia. I've seen it countless times: a person, brimming with potential, fettered by the misconception that success is only the reserve of those with high scholastic achievements. We're quite mistaken there. Now, the time has come to unravel this tightly wound spool, to challenge the myths that shackle the spirit and curtail the untold legacies that could so flourish were they given just a nudge of guidance. Therefore, let us discourse on pathways to liberate the latent intelligences within. The Great Unraveling, Intelligence Redefined. In this conversation, we shall start by challenging the very keystone of this mythic edifice: intelligence is not singular but plural. There's a simple grace in understanding that intelligence encompasses far more than could ever be encapsulated by a single grade or score. The theory of multiple intelligences, a robust framework deftly constructed by scholars in the field, posits that every individual harbors a unique melange of cognitive strengths. This is not fluff; it's grounded in concrete evidence and a testament to the diversity of human capability. Embracing the polymath within. I implore you to engage earnestly in self-discovery, an incubator for both personal and communal growth. It is during this stage that you will pinpoint your particular symphony of intelligences. Picture it as you would tuning a fine instrument. The process demands attentiveness, patience, and, most critically, an honest ear to listen to the melodies within. And remember, your resulting composition is unlike any other: a bespoke concerto performed by the orchestra of your own faculties. The alchemy of personal development. Crafting a personalized plan to nurture your unique skill set is akin to a gardener tending to an eclectic array of plants, each with its specific needs for sunlight, soil, and water. Each intelligence blooms under different conditions. Mathematics may flourish through logic and puzzles, whereas interpersonal skills might expand through empathy and collaboration. Your task is to cultivate the conditions ripe for your individual growth. Let me be clear about one particularly compelling aspect: practical skills are invaluable, forming the backbone of our communities. One should never underestimate the power of hands-on knowledge and the impact it can have on the world around us. It's our duty and privilege to recognize and cultivate these skills not just within ourselves but within each other. In this nurturing ethos of one world, we come to see that we succeed best by aiding others in realizing their potential. There's a symbiotic beauty in this act: the more you aid in flourishing the talents of your neighbor, the richer and more resilient your community becomes. Much like the pollination of plants, fostering a diverse range of skills in others can lead to a resplendent garden of ideas and solutions. The quest beyond imagination. In summation, what lies before you is more than a mere pathway; it's an odyssey to surpass what you can imagine for yourself. The spirit of exploration and discovery we embark upon today is not confined to the self alone. It reaches out, with open palms, to the wider circle of humanity, bearing the gift of potential realized. Let us stride forward together, with a shared resolve to unfurl the sails and navigate toward the horizon, where each person's intelligence may be honored and given room to soar. As we delve into the essence of intelligence, it is imperative to recognize that the traditional academic frameworks within which we often measure intellect are merely one facet of a much more expansive mosaic. For too long, society has championed a monolithic understanding of intelligence, inadvertently clipping the wings of many whose talents lie outside the circumscribed precincts of standardized academia. It is time to cast aside these blinkers and embrace a broader vista of human potential. Imagine, if you will, a garden. In this garden, the carrot is venerated above all, praised for its straight growth and depth. Around it, the tomatoes, the squashes, and the beans are disregarded, the distinct shapes and sizes going unappreciated. This limited view of gardening, much like the narrow conception of intelligence, fails to recognize the abundance and variety of contributions that different plants bring to the table. Every person, like each plant, has a unique set of skills and aptitudes, worthy of cultivation. Such an understanding is essential not only to the gardener but to society at large. It is this tapestry of diverse intelligences that knits the fabric of our communities, allowing them to flourish. Reflect on this. Each individual carries a constellation of capabilities within, awaiting discovery and nurture. These are not solely the abilities that ring with the clarity of academic success but also those that resonate with the subtler frequencies of emotional intelligence, kinesthetic talent, and creative insight. To pigeonhole oneself into the solitary identity of good at book learning or poor in mathematics is to do a grave disservice to the symphony of competences that one inherently possesses. Acknowledging this multiplicity of intelligences is not merely an exercise in self-affirmation, it is an act of empowerment. Once we discard the narrow interpretations of intelligence that have long been the gatekeepers of success, we liberate ourselves to explore the rich landscapes of our inner aptitudes. It is here, in the vibrant wilderness of our own varied abilities, that we can truly discover the pathways to personal fulfillment and communal contribution. Ask yourself, when was the last time you assessed your strengths without the yardstick of standardized measures? Have you considered that your ability to understand and manage emotions could be just as valuable, if not more so, than mathematical acumen? It is these often unheralded capabilities that frequently dictate the quality of our interactions and the strength of our leadership. In our modern narrative, the individual who harnesses their varied intelligences is the one who carves out a niche in the world that is uniquely theirs. This is a person who blends rational thought with emotional resonance, practical skill with innovative vision. They lead not through domination but through the mindful orchestration of their multiple intelligences, touching lives and seeding growth in ways that ripple out to shape the world. Do not measure success by the narrow constraints of past definitions. Instead, forge a new measure, one that encompasses the myriad ways in which you shine. Whether in the symmetry of equations, the emotive power of a well-told story, or the deft hands that craft beauty from raw material, recognize and honor your intelligences. They are the tools with which you will build not only your future but also the future of the community. Embark on the journey of unveiling your multifaceted intelligence. Let us then take the first step toward dismantling the old myths of intelligence that limit us. Armed with the knowledge that there is much more to intelligence than what is traditionally tested and valued, we are poised to uncover the breadth of our own aptitudes. It is through this exploration that we begin to chart a course toward nurturing our unique skills, promising a horizon of untapped potential and collective enrichment. Discovery through self-reflection. Imagine you're standing in a gallery, surrounded by mirrors, each reflecting a different aspect of who you are. Unlike the gallery, where we can easily step back and see our reflection, understanding our internal landscape, a rich tapestry woven from our cognitive, emotional, and experiential threads, requires introspection. Self-awareness is the bedrock on which you can build an accurate recognition of your multiple intelligences. It requires a pause, a breath, and a turn inward to contemplate the question, who am I beyond what I have been led to believe about myself? This reflection isn't about navel-gazing but about empowering oneself with knowledge that can transform life's pursuits. The spectrum of intelligences. The concept of intelligence extends far beyond the ability to solve complex mathematical problems or reciting historical dates with precision. Cognitive diversity manifests in various forms, from the spatial awareness of an architect, to the rhythmical genius of a musician, the kinesthetic prowess of an athlete, or the interpersonal sensitivity of a counselor. These forms of intelligence reveal the multifaceted nature of our capabilities. By recognizing this, you can begin to re-evaluate the way you view yourself and how you approach learning and development. It's not just about what you know, but how you apply your unique blend of intelligences to create, solve, and grow. Mapping out your strengths. In much the same way a gardener appreciates that different plants thrive under different conditions, take the time to map out your strengths. You can utilize assessments, reflections, feedback from others, and personal experimentation. This endeavor is an investment in yourself, a commitment to uncovering the often undervalued skills you possess. Celebrate the intelligences that perhaps did not garner accolades in traditional educational settings but are nevertheless essential to the fabric of our community. Remember, the strength of our society lies in the rich tapestry of abilities that contribute to its vibrancy and resilience. Understanding your unique blend. As you begin to identify your blend of multiple intelligences, consider the implications for your life trajectory. Maybe your linguistic talents suggest a path in writing, while your interpersonal skills point towards leadership or counseling. Embrace the idea that you're not limited to a single talent. The intersections of your abilities can pave the way to unexpected and fulfilling roles in life. By understanding these combinations, you can tailor your environment and opportunities for personal growth and professional success. Nurturing your intelligences. Taking stock of your multiple intelligences isn't the end of the journey, it's an ongoing process. To nurture these skills, seek experiences that will challenge and expand them. Look for mentors and peers who appreciate your unique strengths and encourage their development. Engage in activities that resonate with your different intelligences. Perhaps join a community theatre, enroll in a coding course, or volunteer at a local charity. Each opportunity you seize not only contributes to your growth but also enhances the collective capabilities of our One World community. The journey to mastery. Expect the journey to mastery to be a series of small steps. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Make peace with the idea that progress is made through consistent, deliberate practice, combined with reflection on what works and what doesn't. Recognize the setbacks as natural refrains in the melody of personal development. They are not roadblocks but signposts, guiding you towards a more congruent path aligned with your intelligences. Persistence paired with a willingness to adjust your course as you gather more insight about your abilities is the creed of the lifelong learner. Contributing to a collective growth. Personal growth extends beyond individual fulfillment. Every stride you make in understanding and applying your multiple intelligences can have a ripple effect in your wider community. By enhancing your skill sets, you contribute to the well-being of others, often in ways you could not have imagined. The One World ethos reminds us that we thrive by lifting each other up. By recognizing that in helping others realize their potential, we also maximize our own. When we each embrace the wealth of talents inherent in humanity, we inch closer to a society that appreciates and harnesses the full spectrum of human capabilities. In unconditional regard for your fellow humans, endeavor to support others on their journey of self-discovery. Share your experiences and the practical skills you've honed, for they are the embodiment of intelligence as valuable as any academic accolade. As you help others identify and develop their unique intelligences, you not only foster a supportive environment but validate the idea that we all have something of worth to offer. Remember, your individual achievements are commendable, but the true measure of success is found in how you use those accomplishments to help others find their way. And as you journey together, recognize this: you can achieve more than you can imagine for yourself and for the collective good. Crafting your personal blueprint for excellence. Imagine that you were a sculptor, and your intelligence is not just one block of marble but a whole studio filled with different materials at your disposal. Your personal blueprint for excellence will require you to embrace the versatility of your aptitudes and choose the right tools to chisel your path forward. This active process of nurturing and expanding your skill sets must be intentional and strategic. It's not about changing who you are, but about enhancing and refining the already unique individual you are to reach new realms of satisfaction and influence. Start by laying out all the intelligence tools you've discovered within yourself. Maybe your interpersonal skills shine, or perhaps your musical rhythm sets the beat of your life soundtrack. It's important to affirm these abilities, to set them down as the foundation stones of your personal development. You are not just what you know, but how you apply your knowledge. Your capacity to contribute to the community, to weave the fabric of human connections, is as valuable as any academic accomplishment, if not more so. Nurturing your garden of competence. Now that your tools are identified, you must cultivate them, like a gardener tends to their plot. What this means is participating in communities and projects that resonate with your abilities, and seeking environments where these talents can flourish. Imagine this as a sort of cross-pollination, the interchange of skills and experiences with others that enriches you both. By embracing reciprocity, you inherently practice the One World ethos, showing unconditional regard for your fellow beings. Indeed, we triumph collectively by bolstering each other's strengths. Investment in your competencies could involve formal education, but it also greatly encompasses real-world experiences and self-guided learning. This could be volunteering, where you can leverage your interpersonal skills, joining a band if music is your calling, or starting a blog or a podcast to express your linguistic prowess. The community becomes your classroom, and the successes, challenges, and feedback are your curriculum. Building bridges with your skills. Having an array of skills is grand, but knowing how to weave them into the social fabric is masterpiece-level achievement. Consider each of your intelligences to be threads in a larger tapestry. They gain strength and meaning when interconnected. Aligning your personal growth with ways to support others not only enhances your own abilities but also elevates those around you. It's the epitome of the belief that everyone thrives by helping others to succeed. Seek collaboration over competition. Working with others in projects and initiatives allows different skill sets to complement each other, creating results that are greater than the sum of their parts. This might mean joining or initiating community outreach programs, collaborating on creative endeavors, or starting a mentorship scheme. Each of these ventures deepens your skill sets while reinforcing the invaluable social networks that we cherish in our shared humanity. Sharpening your tools in the workshop of life. Your blueprint must also make room for reflection and adaptation. This is not a static plan but a living document. As you gain new insights and experiences, permit yourself to reassess and refine your skills and strategies. Life will test your resilience and adaptability, but each challenge is an opportunity to hone your skills further. Embrace them. The workshop of life is characterized by change and continuous learning. As you craft this plan, remain open to feedback and ready to incorporate new learnings into your approach. This improvement loop is crucial for growth and ensures that your skills remain relevant and impactful. A growth mindset, the belief that skills can be developed through dedication and hard work, is your ally here, driving your evolution and mastery. The Symphony of Synchrony. Your journey to nurturing and expanding your talents is akin to an orchestra creating a symphony. Each instrument plays its part, contributing its unique sound to the harmony. It's paramount to realize that your impact is the music you create as each talent aligns in synchrony with others. Your role in the community, the melody you contribute, comes from the conductor within you, guiding your multiple intelligences to create a lifetime's masterpiece. The music of your impact echoes beyond the concert hall, touching lives and inspiring others to find their own rhythm and harmony. As you forge ahead, remember that the world thrives on the symphony of its diverse talents, not just on the solo performances but the beauty of the ensemble. You are a vital part of this symphony. Your abilities, when intertwined with those of others, create a resonance that amplifies not just your own potential but that of the collective. This personalized plan is more than just an art of self-improvement. It is an ode to the diversity of human capability. As you march forth, know that every step you take on this path of self-enrichment not only elevates you but also the world around you. Remember, you can achieve more than you have ever imagined, especially when your success uplifts others along the way. This ripple effect of empowerment is your ultimate contribution to our shared human story. Unveiling your unique palette of abilities. Imagine for a moment that your abilities are a palette of colors, each hue as essential as the next in painting the masterpiece that is your life. We've traversed through the notion that viewing intelligence as a single shade stifles the vibrancy of our true potential. Misconceptions about intelligence not only dim our self-perception but also the light we cast in our personal and professional spheres. The journey of self-discovery. Let's consider the journey we've embarked upon together, a voyage of self-discovery that has led us to unravel the spectrum of our own multiple intelligences. This quest is akin to a gardener who uncovers seeds of potential within the soil of the garden. It requires patience, care, and an understanding that each seed, or intelligence, flourishes under different conditions. By identifying your unique combination of skills, you've taken an imperative stride towards nurturing your own garden of abilities. Through this process, you've not only learned about the various intelligences that reside within you but also about how they collectively paint a picture of who you are. Like a climber who scales different paths to reach the peak of their potential, you can now navigate your growth with precision and confidence. Cultivating your intelligences. Our final point of focus, developing a personalized plan for nurturing your skills, is much like a craftsman meticulously honing their craft. A plan is a framework. It is the loom on which we weave our developmental threads, reinforcing strengths and patching areas that need growth. Developing a plan is an active commitment to self-improvement, an affirmation of your belief in the breadth and depth of your own abilities. Recognize the importance of these skills not only for your enrichment but also for the enrichment of our communities. As you strengthen your capabilities, you become a wellspring of knowledge, expertise, and empathy within your circles. Your growth can directly influence those around you, lifting and empowering your peers through the simple yet profound act of sharing your intelligences. We are connected in more ways than we often acknowledge, and your individual successes seed growth in the communal garden. The concept of one world ethos underscores our intertwined destinies and the role we each play in shaping the fabric of society. By adopting an approach of unconditional regard for fellow humans, you create ripples of positive impact that resonate far beyond your immediate reach. Remember, our greatest achievements often arise from aiding others in realizing their potential. In nurturing your own intelligences and recognizing their role in the broader tapestry, you become an advocate for a world where personal growth and collective advancement are inextricably linked. As you venture forth from this chapter, let the notion of multiple intelligences serve not as an abstract idea but as a tangible companion on your journey. Trust in the seeds of talent you've discovered and the plan you've crafted. You stand on the brink of a personal renaissance, where the convergence of self-knowledge and action unlocks doors you may have never imagined existed. With each small step, bear in mind that the true measure of intelligence lies in the harmony it creates within and the service it renders to the world. And as you progress, remember that you can achieve more than you can imagine, not solely for your benefit but for the shared melody of humanity's renaissance. In the quiet corner of a sunlit room, Filled with the gentle sound of children's laughter and the soft, natural colors that adorned the walls, Evelyn stood observing. The Montessori classroom, her creation and lifework, thrived before her eyes, each child engaged in his own world of discovery. She watched a boy, intently focused on arranging rainbow-colored cylinders by size, a tactile dance of understanding dimensions. Her heart swelled with a sense of purpose as she recognized the myriad forms intelligence can take, remembering her own journey to this insight. A gust of wind whispered through the open window, scattering papers from a small table. Evelyn moved gracefully, her steps a muted waltz on the wooden floor, to retrieve the fluttering sheets. The brief interruption sparked contemplation on how both adaptation to change and pursuit of order were essential to life, much like the principles she imparted to her young charges. Elsewhere, a girl delicately watered potted plants arrayed on a shelf, her expression serene, enveloped in the nurturing role she had assumed. It was a simple moment of care, but to Evelyn, it symbolized a much greater truth about education's role in cultivating empathy and connectedness to the living web of our world. Evelyn's own holistic growth had always been underlined by the uplifting philosophy that our potential is boundless, nurtured by enabling others to realize their capabilities. Each success in her classroom was a soft echo of this belief, manifesting in the careful guidance she provided her students, and in the silently triumphant moments of their self-discovery. As the day waned, hues of orange and pink began to paint the classroom walls, signaling the approach of evening. The children gathered their projects, and with a gentle reverence, placed them back onto the shelves for tomorrow's adventures. Evelyn, watching this daily ritual, mused over how vital it is to engage with learning experiences that not only enrich one's knowledge but also honor the soul's yearning for growth. But then, standing amidst the quiet hum of her classroom, an important question lingered in the air, like the soft chime of a closing bell. If we dedicate ourselves to helping others flourish, might we uncover depths within us previously unimagined? Unveiling the child's full panorama. Picture, if you will, a garden where every type of plant is nurtured based on its individual needs, given just the right amount of sunlight, water, and soil nutrition to thrive in its own unique way. This is the essence of a renaissance, not of art or culture, but of the whole child, where education is the gardener and each child, a burgeoning plant in the diverse flora of human intellect. It's a scene that champions not just growth, but flourishing in a multitude of dimensions. In this vibrant chapter, we dust off the old looking glass to analyze the philosophy that Maria Montessori, that astute observer of human development, laid forth. She envisaged an educational system that went far beyond the regurgitation of facts, a system that acknowledges and nurtures the vast garden of a child's potential. Herein lies our first signpost. Discourse not on what makes the Montessori philosophy tick, but how it makes the child bloom. As our journey through these cultivated landscapes continues, we'll witness the merits of a learning environment that intertwines personal interests with the nurturing of various intelligences. It is critical, I dare say, to comprehend that when a young mind's curiosity is aligned with their learning, the acquisition of knowledge transforms from drudgery to delight. This pivot is not a mere indulgence but the essence of true education, and one that benefits us all. Now, it's one thing to extol the virtues of holistic education and another to embrace and implement its principles. We are, as it were, to derive actionable steps from these philosophies that we may apply to our own quest for growth. Just as the great sculptors chiseled block after block to reveal the forms within the marble, so too shall we incrementally engage with experiences that nurture all dimensions of our being. Crafting emotional excellence. Step 1. Self-awareness. Begin your introspective odyssey by surveying the contours of your emotional landscape. As you trace the paths of your emotions, observe the influence they exert on both thoughts and deeds. A journal, much like a map of the heart, can chart these territories and the external stimuli that may act as compass points. Embrace mindfulness with the same patience one affords a sunset, allowing for a deepening self-awareness. Step 2. Self-regulation. Having mapped your emotional terrain, the task then turns to mastering its climate. Seek out those healthful habits that will serve as dikes against flooding emotions, perhaps the rhythmic pulse of exercise, the calm cadence of deep breaths, or the reassuring echo of a confidante's voice. Self-control, that delicate art, comes from marking one's boundaries and learning to traverse the pressures and stresses life may usher. Step 3. Empathy. To don another's spectacles, as it were, is to view the world through the hues of their experiences. Empathy is achieved not only in passivity but through the active pursuit of understanding. Listen, truly listen, to the tales of others, for herein lies the genesis of compassion. An odyssey of kindness and service serves as the plough which furrows the soil of empathy deeper. Step 4. Social skills. The tapestry of society is woven with threads of communication and bonds of relationships. An assertive stance, which stands its ground with respect rather than force, is the harbinger of effective interaction. Look for crossroads where collaboration arises, for it is there that social abilities are polished, as pebbles in a stream, smooth and unassuming. Step 5. Motivation. Stoke the fires of intrinsic motivation by setting your sights on stars of meaningful ambitions. Distill these celestial ambitions into stepping stones that even the meek may traverse. Let each success, no matter its stature, be a fanfare that heralds your progress, perpetuating your journey. Step 6. Continuous growth and learning. Emotional intelligence is a mosaic ever expanding, with each piece a lesson in itself. Hold fast to the pursuit of self-improvement, lapping up the waters of feedback, and diving into the pools of personal development. This is not the sprint of the hare but the journey of 1,000 miles, step by steadfast step. In this devoted work, we shoulder together the grand tapestry of human capability, acknowledging our unified role in each other's development. Hold dear the conviction that through aiding others to reach their potential, we soar to our own heights unimagined. Remember, it is only by the grace of shared growth that we truly cultivate a one-world ethos and an unconditional regard for all souls. And in this mutual dance of support and aspiration, we find the keys to unlocking chambers of our own potential that we dare not dream existed. In a world teeming with diverse competencies and unique potential, the Montessori philosophy emerges as a beacon that understands the multifaceted nature of intelligence. It is an approach that does not simply ask children to conform to standardized benchmarks, but instead embraces the natural rhythms of a child's development. Montessori education is not a mere teaching method. It is a profound respect for childhood as a time for exploration, creation, and the foundation of a lifelong learning journey. The cornerstone of this philosophy is the view of the child as one already full of potential, eager to interact with and contribute to the world. This differs markedly from traditional education systems that often operate under the assumption that children are empty vessels to be filled with information. Montessori shifts the focus, ensuring that educational experiences are tailored to the unique rhythms and interests of each child. It advocates for an environment where children are guided but not dictated, where their natural curiosities are nurtured and allowed to flourish. In doing so, it acknowledges the integral role of the student's choice and control over their learning process. A Montessori classroom is a testament to the value of nurturing varied forms of intelligence. It is typically characterized by order, simplicity, and beauty, reflecting the natural world that embraces an unconditional regard for fellow humans. Here, the educational materials are not just tools. They are keys that unlock different doors of understanding for each child. The environment serves as a microcosm of society, where children learn the importance of community and the interconnectedness of life. Those walking the halls of a Montessori school will witness children engaging in a spectrum of activities, some using tactile materials to internalize mathematical concepts, others immersing themselves in the quiet concentration of painting. Each activity is designed to respect and respond to the variations in development and interest, reaffirming the belief that all children can achieve more than they can imagine when given the right conditions to learn and grow. The role of the teacher in this setting is reimagined. Rather than the sole bearer of knowledge, the teacher becomes a facilitator, an observer, who carefully watches for the spark of interest that would ignite a deeper pursuit of knowledge. This requires a profound dedication to each child, an understanding that trust is earned when the innate desire to understand the world is met with patience and support. By integrating multiple disciplines, Montessori acknowledges the interconnected nature of knowledge, from the intricacies of language to the patterns of the universe. The holistic approach prepares children not only for academic achievement but for life itself, fostering skills like independence, empathy, and the joy of learning that are invaluable in any community. Charting new territories in personal growth. The Montessori approach challenges conventional wisdom about what a good education entails. It invites us to look beyond the narrow confines of rote memorization and standardized tests, and to reimagine our own potential in a world that yearns for diverse talents and an ethos of support. It is the nurturing ground for not just academics but for the integral beings that children will become: adaptive, thoughtful, and connected to the larger tapestry of human experience. As we progress through this exploration of educational renaissance, reflect on how the principles of this philosophy could apply not only to the young but to any individual at any stage of life, paving the way to a fuller, more harmonious existence. Discovering the symphony of intelligences. Imagine an orchestra, each instrument contributing its unique sound to the ensemble. This is much like the many intelligences within us that educational philosophies, such as Montessori, aim to nurture. Just as a conductor recognizes the need for violins and trumpets to play in harmony, an education that incorporates interests honors the different ways individuals learn and contribute to the world. Recognizing our multiple intelligences is a vital step in personal and social development, and it ensures that no potential is left untapped. Education, therefore, isn't just a matter of pouring knowledge into students, it's about creating an environment where the melody of curiosity is played and a rhythm of learning is naturally established. The doorways to personal growth. Every child has a door through which they are excited to enter the world of knowledge. When education is tailored to match personal interests, it's like finding the key to that door, unlocking passion and allowing innate curiosity to flourish. Studies have demonstrated that students are more engaged and achieve better outcomes when they connect with the material on a personal level. Beyond the classroom, a person who has been educated in such an environment will carry this latent energy for learning into the wider world, which is priceless in a society that thrives on innovation and creativity. A tapestry of talents. In truth, each of us is a tapestry, woven with varied threads of talents and strengths. A well-rounded education recognizes that the fabric of our abilities is richer and more complex than traditional education has often acknowledged. By giving equal importance to all kinds of skills, whether they be logical, mathematical, musical, interpersonal, or bodily kinesthetic, we foster a sense of competence and self-worth that can guide us through life's challenges and equip us to offer our best to the community. After all, it is the diverse talents of each individual that create a strong and resilient society. The power of interdisciplinary exploration. The richness of understanding one gets from integrating disciplines is akin to the deep roots of a tree, allowing it to stand firm against storms. By learning how music intersects with mathematics, or how the arts enrich our comprehension of history, students gain a panoramic view of knowledge, connecting seemingly isolated facts into a coherent picture. This holistic approach is not a luxury but a necessity, for problems in the real world are interdisciplinary, and our ability to solve them requires a broad, yet detailed perspective. Learning as a lifelong endeavor. More than the acquisition of knowledge, holistic education teaches students that learning is a lifelong endeavor, an endless journey where each step taken opens doors to new pathways. It instills in learners the confidence to pursue these paths, knowing that their wealth of intelligences will support them as they navigate life's varied landscapes. Moreover, it nurtures skills and traits, such as adaptability, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence, that transcend the bounds of traditional scholastic achievement. Engendering social responsibility. Having an education that recognizes each individual's inherent talents also underscores the importance of community. Like threads woven together for greater strength, when we recognize our shared humanity and collectively uplift one another, our society becomes richer for it. This form of education does not simply create knowledgeable individuals, but citizens who feel a sense of responsibility to share their gifts, thus upholding a one-world ethos and enhancing the tapestry of humanity. Embracing the uniqueness in each of us. Finally, in celebrating the unique combinations of intelligences within everyone, holistic education carries with it an unconditional regard for fellow humans. To see potential where others see limits, to encourage where others may dismiss, this underpins an education that propels us beyond just personal success. It advocates for a world where the triumph of each individual multiplies our collective capacities, and it is a world all the better for it. Remember, our ability to achieve may indeed extend far beyond what we can currently imagine, especially when we help others realize their potential alongside our own. In sum, an education system that respects and promotes the varied intelligences of students doesn't just change schooling, it changes lives. From fostering personal interests to nurturing broader skills necessary for worldly wisdom, this multidimensional approach to education aims to sculpt not only learned individuals but also, and more importantly, consummate human beings who are well equipped to enrich the world around them. It is these individuals who will shape a future where the diversity of talents is not only recognized but celebrated, where the growth of the individual contributes directly to the progress of society, and where we all succeed by helping others to achieve their potential. Engaging with holistic learning experiences. The quest for holistic growth can be likened to nurturing a garden, where diverse plants each require individualized attention to bloom fully. To cultivate your whole self, you must venture beyond traditional academic terrain and tend to the various aspects of your personal development. First, consider the soil of this garden, the foundational habits that encourage growth. Establish routines that support your physical well-being, such as proper nutrition, exercise, and sleep, as these are the cornerstones of cognitive and emotional health. Think of your mind as a great hall, filled with doors leading to rooms of different colors and sizes, each representing a unique intelligence within you. To truly understand and develop these intelligences, you must unlock and explore them one by one. Begin by identifying learning experiences that resonate with you, be they online courses, community workshops, or creative endeavors. Choose a skill or area of knowledge that sparks curiosity, and dedicate time to pursuing it, regardless of its immediate practicality. Fostering personal interests cannot be overstated. Call upon your enthusiasm as a guide. It will lead you to activities that enrich you both personally and professionally. Engage in pursuits that may not yield a conventional reward but provide intrinsic value. The act of creation, for instance, can foster a sense of accomplishment and pride, be it writing, music, art, or coding. Own these experiences, for they are yours and no one else's. they define the unique tapestry of your life's work. Collaboration, the currency of growth. In our interconnected world, the adage, "No man is an island," holds a profound truth. Learning is a dynamic, interpersonal process, and working with others not only imbues your efforts with varying perspectives but also teaches you the art of communication and empathy. Find others who share your passions or can challenge your thinking, and craft projects that require collaboration. This synergy will allow for unexpected discoveries and innovations, benefits earned through the shared commitment to mutual growth. Take pride in the practical skills you develop through these engagements. Consider volunteering your time and abilities to community projects, where the impact of your actions is tangible. Whether it's planting a community garden, tutoring local students, or helping to digitize a small business, you make a profound difference. Remember, every brushstroke you contribute to the collective endeavor helps to paint a brighter future for your community. Transparency and transformation. Applying what you've learned in a tangible way is a key step in holistic growth. Create something that others can see, use, or experience. You might present a seminar, write a blog, or build a prototype. These acts translate your burgeoning skills and insights into a tangible form that others can engage with. This transparency not only holds you accountable to your goals but also invites feedback, fostering further improvement. Beyond personal achievement, recall that your journey of self-development is not solitary, nor should its benefits be. By nurturing your own intelligences and interests, you accrue wisdom and skills that you can impart to others. Embrace the notion that we succeed best by helping others realize their potential. This generative approach forms a virtuous cycle where teaching and learning from others enriches everyone involved. Lifetime learning, a sustained commitment. Lastly, view your holistic development as an ongoing process, a commitment that does not end with a certificate or accolade, but one that is renewed every day. It is a lifetime engagement with learning, marked by curiosity and a willingness to adapt. A fundraiser today might lead to founding a startup tomorrow. A hobby in coding might evolve into developing an app that serves a charitable cause. With each step, you possess the power to exceed expectations, your own and those of the world around you. You can achieve more than you can imagine, not by aspiration alone, but through a genuine and consistent investment in your every dimension. The garden you nurture today, with its various flowers and fruits, becomes part of a larger ecosystem tomorrow, one that nourishes you, the community, and ultimately our whole human tapestry. The journey of lifelong learning. When we consider the path of education, it isn't just about following a well-trodden road, it's more akin to nurturing a garden. Much like the diverse flora that thrives within, each child brings the unique combination of skills and passions to the soil of knowledge. The Montessori philosophy, with its gentle hand and respect for individual growth, cultivates a learning environment where the whole child truly blossoms. Education is not a one-size-fits-all suit, it's rather a bespoke garment tailored to fit the unique contours of every learner. By incorporating interests and nurturing multiple intelligences, we abandon the outdated factory model of education, embracing a future where our youth are equipped to thrive in a vibrant, interconnected world. Unleashing potential through action. Now, dear reader, it's your turn to take these insights from thought to action. Each step you take to engage with varied learning experiences brings you closer to a more fulfilled self. Imagine your mind as a canvas, and your experiences the brushstrokes. With each new endeavor, you paint a richer, more complex picture of who you are and, importantly, who you could become. Engage with a diversity of experiences, just as one would cross-pollinate plants to yield a hardier species. Devote time to explore subjects outside your comfort zone, for it is there that growth often sprouts. This is not just about academic success, but about leading a life rich with the hues of diverse knowledge and skills. The tapestry of community. Let us not forget the strength we draw from the tapestry we are all part of. As you hone your talents and skills, remember that we succeed best when we help others realize their potential. Foster a spirit of unconditional regard. Cultivate it in the gardens of your communities. Your practical skills are the threads that strengthen the communal fabric, your knowledge a pattern that enriches the whole. Beyond the self. To achieve more than you can imagine, one must look beyond the horizon of the self. Envision a world where your growth lifts others in a reciprocal dance of learning and teaching. Each of us holds the key to unlock not only our own capabilities but also to open doors for our fellow beings. The Montessori approach and others that celebrate the full spectrum of human intelligence usher us into a renaissance of the whole child. They remind us that education is not just about academic feats, but about crafting a symphony where every instrument has a distinctive yet harmonious part. It's a symphony played not in isolation but in the grand concert hall of the world, echoing the one world ethos that binds us all. Remember, the path of education is lifelong, and the journey itself is as rewarding as the destination. Your thirst for knowledge and your unique abilities are treasures that no one can take away. Nurture them, share them, and watch in wonder as they transform your life and the lives of those around you in just 3 short months and beyond. Carry forward this spirit of growth and generosity, and let us together turn over a new leaf for education, where every child and indeed every learner receives the nourishment they need to flourish in a world your unique skill blueprint. Thomas sat in the quiet corner of the library, its stacks towering like stoic guardians of knowledge, their soft whispers transporting wisdom through the air. The clock on the wall ticked with measured indifference to the urgency of his thoughts. Comfort sought him in this holy residence of books, yet the same questions inflamed his curiosity and sketched maps of his future. He leaned over a notebook, its pages brimming with the reflection of his mind, scribbles of ambitions and diagrams intertwining his innate abilities with his burning passions. He wasn't searching for education in its traditional form. He was drafting a blueprint of mastery over skills uniquely his own. Thomas remembered the small workshop where he'd learned the basics of woodworking from an old craftsman whose hands told stories of labor and finesse, transforming gnarled blocks into smooth artistry. This memory whispered to him, urging him to find similar paths of learning, less trodden, but promising rivers that would lead him to the ocean of his potential. The light falling through the window was gentler now, a tender golden hue that took the edge off the imposing rows of silent books. It was as if the library, with its endless volumes, knew that for some knowledge needed to be tasted in the world, amidst the raw materials of creation, woods, wires, and the ebb and flow of human connections. A young mother with her child interrupted his contemplation as she passed by his table, selecting a book from the adjacent shelf. Her laughter, free and unbound, filled the space between the thoughts. It was a reminder of the pure joy found in continuous discovery, an echo of the one-world ethos that stressed the interconnectedness of all journeys, especially in learning. Thomas penned down goals for the next 3 months, tangible checkpoints on his map to mastery. The crystallization of his aspirations felt as real as the wooden table under his fingertips or the comforting scent of old books that promised him he could achieve more than he imagined. And if each person helped another toward their potential, how much brighter could the world's light shine? As the shadows outside grew longer, casting a quilt of darkness and light across the library floor, he wondered, if he paved his way with the stones of his unique talents and passions, just how far could he travel on this road of personal enlightenment? Unleashing the artisan within. Imagine, if you will, a world where each learner is akin to a masterful artisan, meticulously crafting a tapestry of skills that is as unique as a fingerprint. This is not a distant utopia. It is a reality that awaits those who dare to venture beyond traditional education's well-trodden path. You see, the quintessence of true mastery lies in personalization, a concept that schools, with the preset curriculums and one-size-fits-all methodologies, frequently overlook. In this chapter, we shall embark on a journey to assemble your personal blueprint for skill acquisition. Much like an architect draws out the intricate plans for a bespoke creation, we will outline a stratagem tailored to your individual intelligences and passions. It is crucial to remember that you hold a rich palette of aptitudes often undervalued in the confines of classroom walls. Our mission, then, is to bring these colors to life, crafting a mosaic of competencies that align with your authentic self. Just as a violin maker selects the finest woods to carve an instrument that sings, you must discern and engage with learning resources that resonate with the timbre of your natural talents. Be it online tutorials, community workshops, or apprenticeships under the wing of a seasoned practitioner, the resources at your disposal are as diverse as the abilities you wish to hone. Selecting the right mediums for your intellectual canvas is a step of profound importance. By doing so, you harness the ability to make your aspirations concrete, palpable realities. Now, set your sights on the horizon and envisage the transformation that awaits in a mere 3 months. Such metamorphosis from novice to skilled artisan does not require blindly stumbling through a labyrinth of vague intentions. Instead, it demands the setting of clear, achievable goals, milestones that will serve as both motivation and measure of your burgeoning prowess. Imagine chiseling away at a block of marble, each stroke bringing you closer to the statue within. This is the power of focused planning. The tapestry we weave is not for ornament alone, it bears a more profound purpose. The skills you develop are tools for community building, instruments with which to craft a better world. When you learn, you position yourself not merely as a solitary figure on a path of self-improvement but as a vital cog in the machinery of societal progress. Every skill mastered is a gift, to oneself, certainly, but also to neighbors near and far who may benefit from your expertise. Remember, the ethos of our shared journey is one of unconditional regard for our fellow humans. As we equip you to navigate beyond the grades, we also empower you to aid others in unlocking their potential. For in the grand tapestry of human endeavor, each thread strengthens the other, and success is most fully savored when it uplifts those around us. Let us proceed, not as a flock following the wont paths, but as bold explorers charting new territories of intelligence and capability. Together, we shall cultivate a landscape where each individual's aptitude is not only recognized but celebrated, a garden of vibrant diversity where the fruits of our labor nourish the world. My dear reader, take heart, for with the guidance contained herein, you can and will develop a skill set that eclipses even your wildest dreams. Unveiling personal intelligence through tailored learning. Imagine for a moment that we're assembling a complex and beautiful piece of machinery. Each component must be crafted to exact specifications for the whole to function seamlessly. Similarly, your learning plan should be as finely tuned to your unique profile as any precision-engineered device. To begin, it's vital to hone in on your particular intelligences. Reflect on what ignites your passion, prompts your curiosity, and feels almost instinctive to grasp. This intimate knowledge forms the bedrock of a personalized learning plan. The art of resource selection. Once you're acquainted with your intrinsic gifts, the next step is gathering the right resources. Much like an artist selects their medium, you must choose learning resources that resonate with the nuances of your talent. Whether it's an online course that delves into the theoretical underpinnings of a subject, or a hands-on workshop that hones practical skills, these resources must align with both your interests and the way you absorb knowledge most effectively. Intentional learning is strategic learning. With resources at hand, approach learning as a strategist with a well-designed game plan. Identify the knowledge gaps that separate you from mastery, and seek learning experiences intended to fill those voids. Craft your activities and tasks to be manageable, progressing in increments that make larger goals achievable. Your strategy must be both flexible enough to adapt to learning curves and focused enough to keep you advancing toward your objectives. The significance of community integration. Practical skills acquire the true value when set in the context of a community. Engage with like-minded individuals and groups that appreciate your abilities and share your interests. Peers and mentors can provide constructive feedback, support, and perhaps most crucially, the type of natural, unstructured learning that only comes from dynamic interaction. Remember, the worth of your skills is amplified when integrated into a social framework that cherishes them. Beyond the conventional pathways. Traditionally, education presumes a one-size-fits-all approach. Yet, as you chart your course, remember that pathways to mastery are as diverse as the learners themselves. Customized learning transcends rigid paths and embraces the freedom to explore, to fail, and to adapt. By allowing for this versatility in your blueprint, you ensure a fit so natural that learning becomes a joy rather than a chore. The 3-month threshold. In laying out your learning plan, consider the 3-month threshold as a touchstone for evaluation and reflection. It's a window of time that is manageable yet sufficient to witness significant progress. It's not simply about ticking boxes on a checklist, it's about measurable growth that reassures and motivates. At the end of this period, you'll look back upon a trajectory of development that seemed ambitious at the outset but is now part of your expanded repertoire of skills. Embracing the journey through collaboration. The pinnacle of knowledge is easier reached with the support of fellow climbers. As you grow in your chosen field, extend a hand to others on their own learning path. Shared experience fosters not only personal achievement but also builds community and bridges between different domains of knowledge. Your success is intertwined with the success of others. As you lift them, you too ascend. Solidifying learning into mastery. Embarking on this tailored educational journey, envision not just the acquisition of skills but their embodiment. Mastery is not simply knowing but doing, not just understanding but also applying. As you delve deeper into the world of personalized learning, remember that true proficiency manifests through practice, application, and the continual iteration of one's abilities. It's time now to transform potential into prowess, one tailored step at a time. Transitioning to mastery with focused intent. Your journey through the crafting of a personalized learning plan is one of intent, determination, and foresight. But this is not the end. Rather, it's the genesis of a new chapter where your skills are not just learned but lived. From the nuances of selecting the right resources to the integration within a community, every step fortifies the groundwork for excellence in your craft. It's within this framework you now stand ready to harness the resources that resonate with your inherent talents, set within the forthcoming section. Discover the resonance of your natural talents. Harness the power of personalization. The voyage toward exclusive expertise necessitates tools that speak to your soul's calling, far beyond the ordinary. Have you ever considered how a sculptor finds the perfect chisel for their marble? Or how a gardener selects the right seed for their soil? You, similarly, must find learning resources that match your natural talents as meticulously as an artist chooses their brush. The world, vast as it is, holds an abundance of tools and gatherings of minds. Your task is to sift through and find those perfectly suited to your unique brilliance. Tailored learning is non-negotiable. Take a moment to reflect on your passions and strengths. These are beacons guiding you to the learning resources that will resonate deeply with your innermost potential. Online platforms offer courses in virtually every subject imaginable, while community workshops provide hands-on experience in your local area. Muse over apprenticeships or mentorships, which can offer invaluable personalized guidance. Remember, learning must not be a one-size-fits-all affair. The more tailored the resource, the more effective it will be in honing your skills. Cherish every chance to customize your learning to your personal flair. Embrace a cornucopia of learning venues. Your educational map will not be linear. It might be more akin to a compendium of experiences, akin to stitching together a quilt of knowledge. Virtual classrooms can transport you to forums where thought leaders ignite conversations. Workshops and seminars enable you to get your hands dirty, so to speak, applying your learnings in a tangible way. Remember, the potency of your learning sprouts from the diversity of your experiences. Make it your goal to engage in a multitude of learning settings, each complementing and enhancing the other. Mentorship, the lighthouse in your learning journey. Seek out mentors, the seasoned navigators who can steer your ship through uncharted waters. They are living libraries, repositories of prudence earned through years of trial and success. These individuals do not only impart knowledge but also decode the underlying patterns that lead to mastery. By aligning yourself with a mentor, you not only learn a skill, you inherit a legacy of understanding that transcends mere instruction. Learning through doing. Immerse yourself in apprenticeships or internships that can offer an unrivaled depth of practical insight. It is in the doing that theories crystallize into wisdom. As you apply your intellect and creativity to real-world challenges, you emerge not just with skills, but with confidence and a portfolio of accomplishments. This hands-on approach is particularly enriching because it amalgamates learning with contribution, allowing you to already taste the satisfaction of improving the world around you. Goal alignment begets success. With the myriad of resources at your disposal, it is imperative to align them with your aspirations. This strategic alignment ensures that every course, workshop, or conversation propels you towards your goals. Each skill you acquire should be a carefully chosen stone in the mosaic of your career. By matching resources with goals, you forge a symbiosis between your learning and your life's work. Cultivate a community of fellow voyagers. Remember that learning is not a solitary affair. Surround yourself with a fellowship of learners, each on their unique paths. Together, you form a collective intelligence far greater than the sum of its parts. Engage in forums, attend meetups, or form study groups. By sharing insights and challenges, you extend your learning beyond the scope of your individual pursuits. In this unity of purpose, find motivation and accountability, as well as the joy of aiding others in their quest for growth. A lifelong commitment to growth. Embrace the perspective that this venture is not just for a season but is a lifelong commitment to self-evolution. Continue to explore, adapt, and evolve your learning plan. As you do, you will become not just a master of your craft, but a champion of the promise that lies within personalized education. It is a testament to the human spirit's capacity to surpass the known, to harness our unique gifts, and to contribute to the fabric of our one world with ingenuity and grace. Let these words serve as a reminder. By investing in your gifts, you uplift not only yourself but also the world. The return on this investment is measured in more than personal success. It is seen in the communities that thrive through your expertise and in the lives that you touch with your talents. Aspire to embody this ethos of continuous learning and shared success, and know that, in time, you will achieve far more than you could have ever imagined. The Interconnected Intelligence Framework, IIF. Setting achievable goals for mastering skills requires more than just a to-do list. It necessitates a deeper understanding of how our varied intelligences interplay to promote personal growth. Consider the Interconnected Intelligence Framework, IIF, a model grounded in systems theory, which elucidates how each type of intelligence intertwines with the others. The IIF model is not just about mapping out your learning, it's about understanding the complexities of your personal intellectual ecosystem. The role of interconnectedness. Each type of intelligence, be it linguistic, spatial, or existential, does not exist in a vacuum. They are entangled, each with the potential to bolster another. A simple conversation, for example, can reflect not just linguistic prowess but can tap into interpersonal intelligence, showcasing empathy and social skills. In practice, this translates to strategic planning and learning objectives. If you excel in logical reasoning, harness this strength to structure arguments in essays or to decode complex theories in literature. This interconnectedness is the bedrock of our IIF, ensuring that no skill is developed in isolation, but rather with the support of all. Harmonizing different strengths. Picture an orchestra, each section playing its unique part, yet all working in unison to create a symphonic masterpiece. That's the synergy at the heart of learning, where one intelligence plays off another, crafting solutions and ideas that would be unattainable otherwise. In your plan, leverage this synergy by combining tasks that exercise complementary skills, like a project that hones both your logical acumen and creative flair. The goal isn't to isolate skills, but to let them dance together, enhancing your ability to innovate and think critically. Balancing active development. A juggler maintains a rhythm, ensuring that each ball is in the air and none is neglected. Similarly, balance within the IIF is essential to avoid an over-reliance on one intelligence. Cultivate weaker areas not just for the sake of improvement but to support your stronger skills. This holistic growth might mean stepping out of your comfort zone, but in doing so, you establish a more resilient and adaptable skill set. If you find navigating social dynamics a challenge, incorporate situations into your plan that encourage interaction, thus strengthening your interpersonal intelligence. Interpreting the dynamics of intelligence interaction. Each intelligence within our framework affects the others, nuanced interactions that can shift the trajectory of your learning journey. Awareness of these feedback loops can inform how you approach challenging topics or skills. If you perceive a learning plateau, revisit your plan and adjust, much like a gardener tending to plants, ensuring each has the nourishment needed to flourish. From theory to action, the practical implications of the IIF are profound. It serves as a blueprint to guide specific learning strategies. Use it as a lens to scrutinize your study habits, career pathways, and personal growth. When planning your skill mastery over 3 months, keep the interconnectedness, synergy, and balance of your intelligences in clear focus. This will not only be instrumental in achieving your objectives but will also empower you with a deeper comprehension of your learning process. As our dialogue concludes, remember the essence of the IIF is not found in rigid instruction but in the fluid, evolving nature of intelligence. It's a call to action, to think broadly and holistically about your abilities. Over the next 3 months, with focused planning and a keen understanding of how your intelligences interweave, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. As we support each other in realizing our potential, our collective tapestry of skills strengthens, fostering a world where unconditional regard for the growth of others becomes the foundation for our collective success. Your unique skill blueprint is more than just a plan, it is the scaffolding for a fulfilling, shared human journey. Unleashing your potential through personalized learning. You've embarked on a thoughtful journey of self-discovery, uncovering the unique constellations of your intelligence and interests, and now it's time to gather your insights and forge them into an actionable blueprint for success. Just as a keen gardener knows each plant requires individualized care, the right amount of sunlight, water, and soil, so must you tend to your abilities with a tailored approach that nurtures growth. Personalized learning plans are not just accessories in the pursuit of knowledge. They are the compasses and maps that guide us through the wilderness of information available today. Within the pages we've explored together, you've learned to pinpoint your natural talents and scout out the learning resources that resonate with those strengths. The power of 3 months. Achieving mastery might seem a daunting peak to scale, but remember, the most formidable mountains are conquered by placing one sure foot in front of the other. Set clear, achievable goals for the coming quarter. Focus your intent like sunlight through a magnifying glass, intensifying its power to spark change. 3 months, a mere 12 weeks, can be a renaissance period for those who wield their time with precision and passion. Imagine your skill set as a garden, burgeoning with potential. Every hour of study and practice is like watering that garden, ensuring that in just a season's time, you'll witness the growth of new abilities, each skill blossoming under your diligent care. The attainability of your goals is the fertile soil that promises a bountiful harvest. One world, one pathway to growth. In this closely connected world, the fruits of your labor extend beyond the borders of your own garden. As you cultivate your skills, the world reaps the benefits. Your increase in ability and creativity contributes to a global symphony of innovation and understanding. There's pure alchemy in this endeavor. When you help others realize their potential, you inadvertently polish your own, creating a cycle of mutual improvement and support. We've nurtured a beautiful truth today: success flowers most vibrantly in the gardens of those who sow seeds of wisdom and support in others. Each mastered skill, be it practical or creative, weaves into the fabric of our communities, making them more resilient and rich with diversity. The journey beyond. As a mature British grandfather might fondly advise while sharing tales over a warm cup of tea, the grandest adventures lie just beyond the fence of certainty. This shared adventure is far from over. Indeed, we've only just brushed the surface of what's possible when you interlace your newfound skills with an unwavering commitment to community and personal growth. Dare to envision a reality where your skills not only thrive within you but radiate outward, fueling others with the courage to shape their dreams into existence. It is in this giving of yourself, this teaching and refining of each other's abilities, that the most profound learning happens. Remember, the blueprint you hold now is merely a snapshot. It's a living document, one that breathes with your growth and reshapes with the contours of your expanding horizons. You are capable of more than you can imagine, and with each step forward, you stitch a more vibrant tapestry for us all. Ever onward, remain steadfast in your pursuit of knowledge that sparks joy and purpose, for it is through this joy that we truly connect with one another. Interdisciplinary synergy for the mind. Amidst the relentless march of time, in a place where the ocean whispered secrets to the golden sands, there was a small beachside community where everyone knew each other by the grace of their deeds rather than the grandeur of their names. It was here, in this corner of the world where sunsets painted masterpieces daily, that an idea burgeoned within Thomas, a local craftsman known for his delicate woodwork and uncanny ability to fix the unfixable. Thomas often pondered the complexities of the world much like he contemplated the intricate grains of his beloved wood, believing wholeheartedly that each groove held a story, a lesson intertwined with the essence of life. Today, his thoughts swirled around the upcoming festival, an event that celebrated the unseen threads connecting every discipline, the rich intertwining of art, science, mathematics, and beyond. The sun was low, the sky a mosaic of fiery colors reflecting off his wrinkled brow as he toiled away in his workshop. The familiar smell of sawdust lingered in the air, mingling with the salty breeze. It was a dance of elements, each step choreographed by nature's hand. His latest project was not just craft. It was a confluence of knowledge, a testament to the village's unwavering belief that every task carried the potential for extraordinary learning. As he ran his fingers over the smooth surface of a half-completed sculpture, his mind wandered to the ways music adhered to mathematical principles, each note a numerical companion to the next. How rhythm and pattern emerged from chaos, how structures of melodies echoed the underlying order of the universe. Could he, through his work, capture such an ephemeral beauty, an interdisciplinary symphony carved into wood? The gentle chime of the wind chimes he'd fashioned from sea glass and driftwood pulled him momentarily from his reverie. Passing children stopped to admire the melody, their laughter a poignant reminder of innocence and curiosity. To Thomas, their joy was the canvas on which the future was painted. It was his duty to ensure it would be replete with the colors of wisdom and possibility. As dusk closed in, enveloping his world in a shawl of stars, Thomas found himself at the crossroads of reflection and creation. The sculpture before him, conceived as the centerpiece for the festival, was an homage to the resilience and unity of his community, a lighthouse that served as a beacon of interdisciplinary knowledge, guiding the curious ships in the night toward a harbor of understanding. Might the festival be a transformative moment for a child in the crowd, sparking a lifelong journey into realms unimagined? How many great thinkers and creators had their sparks lit by an innocuous moment, a simple confluence of disciplines that suddenly appeared as a window rather than a wall? As the moon ascended its nocturnal throne, Thomas's seasoned hands embraced the tools of his trade with renewed vigor. It was in the blending of diverse knowledge that resilience was forged, the cornerstone of a community that thrived not on competition, but on the collective upliftment of its members. His thoughts, echoing the one-world ethos, settled on the understanding that in helping others to realize their potential, we kindle the flames of our own. It was not just a philosophy but a way of life. When the sculpture would stand tall in the town square, and discussions would flow as freely as the wine from the vineyards, would it not stand as proof that one man's creation, inspired by many, could touch the lives of all? The impending festival held promise, as all gatherings of minds do. Yet, amidst the anticipation, Thomas understood that the real magic lay in the days following, in the quiet reflection and newfound inspiration that would drive the village forward. As the tapestry of night enveloped his workshop, one final question lingered in the air, carried on the song of the ocean. How many dreams, yet to be dreamt, lay nestled in the heart of this interdisciplinary dance? Uniting disciplines, a melody of mind. Imagine yourself as a conductor, with scores from biology, art, literature, and physics laid out before you. Each is a rich composition on its own, yes, but it's when these melodies play together that the music swells to fill the concert hall of your mind. The power of blending disciplines lies not just in knowledge accumulation, but in the rich tapestry this synergy weaves, fostering creativity while inviting a more profound understanding of the world around us. Education, my dear reader, is akin to gardening. Plant knowledge in isolation and it will grow, certainly, but cultivate a diverse ecosystem of thought and witness a flourishing intellectual landscape. Here lies the essence of interdisciplinary learning. It not only enriches our understanding but inspires unexpected connections that ignite creative thinking. As we meander through this garden of intellect together, recognize that each varied plant, each subject you study holds the potential to inform and transform the others in graceful and sometimes startling ways. Now, to fathom the value of interdisciplinary learning, consider for a moment the intricate dance between mathematics and melody. Recognizing patterns in music contributes to mathematical thinking, just as mathematical rhythms can lead to composing the most stirring of symphonies. Here, in this harmonious exchange, we learn not only to appreciate each discipline for its unique contributions but also to leverage the combined strength to cultivate cognitive flexibility and sophisticated problem-solving skills. Developing strategies to integrate knowledge across disciplines isn't a mere academic exercise, it's a life skill. It requires a knack for bridging divergent ideas, much like an architect designs a bridge that not only connects two landmasses but also withstands the forces of nature, making the seemingly disparate terrains accessible to all. Through fostering this integrative approach, one shapes a personal learning philosophy that transcends traditional boundaries and nurtures versatility. Further, to cultivate cognitive flexibility, one must entertain the novel notion that subjects, like people, are in constant dialogue. Engaging in the conversation between, say, physics and poetry might lead you to comprehend not only the technicalities of gravity but also the weight of your words as they fall upon a reader's psyche. It is here, in this multi-dimensional conversation, that true problem-solving emerges. It's not just about finding answers, it's about weaving a fabric of understanding that is as resilient as it is inclusive. As we voyage through the rabble of learning, let us be mindful of the harmonious chorus we create when we knit our knowledge. The willingness to explore and to connect, dear reader, is a testament to the spirit of curiosity and cooperation that defines us. After all, we succeed best by helping others realize their potential. In this chapter, we embark on an expedition to uncover the intersecting pathways of human intellect, leading us down the lane of collective growth and individual empowerment. The world we inhabit is a shared space, a place where the success of one adds to the tapestry that benefits us all. Discovering the power of interdisciplinary learning is to grasp that you can achieve far beyond the limits of imagination, particularly when that pursuit is allied with an unconditional regard for the potential within our peers. And so, let us step into the realm where disciplines converge, armed with open minds and hearts. After all, it's through nurturing these connections that we not only understand the world better but indeed ourselves. Each step we take to blend and bind these strands of knowledge is, in essence, a step towards a more considered, a more creative, and a more comprehensive existence. The symphony awaits, so shall we begin the overture? Imagine standing in the Louvre, marveling at the intricate brushstrokes of the Mona Lisa. How did Leonardo da Vinci, an artist, also excel in anatomy, physics, and engineering? Da Vinci's genius lay in his ability to draw threads between disparate fields, to see connections where others saw division. This spirit of interdisciplinary exploration is a powerful tool that enriches understanding and nurtures creativity. It's the meeting of rivers that creates a force magnificent enough to power the turbines of the mind. The Renaissance, a period bursting with breakthroughs spanning various domains, is proof that integration of knowledge from different sectors leads to quantum leaps in human development. Interdisciplinary learning isn't a new trend. It's a timeless and proven approach to education and self-improvement. By learning how the intricacies of music relate to the logic of mathematics, or how the precision of biology intertwines with the artistry of poetry, we nurture a cognitive flexibility that allows for more holistic and inventive problem-solving. Why should this matter to you, you might ask? In a world that increasingly values specialization, it can seem counterintuitive to engage in multiple disciplines. But imagine approaching a complex problem at work with the same fluidity with which an artist selects colors for a painting or a composer arranges notes in a symphony. This is the synergy an interdisciplinary mind harbors. Such a mind can navigate across a spectrum of challenges, and it becomes an invaluable asset in any team or community. Let's consider practical applications of interdisciplinary learning. In today's innovation-driven economy, companies seek individuals who can connect dots between fields to create novel solutions. For example, knowledge of psychology can enhance marketing strategies, understanding physics can improve sports techniques, and insights from history can inform leadership decisions. When you integrate disciplines, you're not just learning, you're synthesizing information in a way that can spark revolutions in thought and action. To be clear, interdisciplinary learning is not about becoming an expert in multiple fields, it's about being curious enough to let various domains of knowledge inform each other. It is about being an enthusiast in learning how the world is woven together with threads of different hues and textures. This curiosity ignites creativity, a resource that, like a muscle, strengthens with usage and shrinks with neglect. Embracing an interdisciplinary approach is akin to adding colors to a palette. It broadens the spectrum of solutions you can offer the world. And as the world becomes more interconnected, those who can navigate this complexity will not only thrive but will also be key in helping others realize their potential. In this boundless ecosystem of knowledge, your enthusiasm for interdisciplinary learning can light up pathways for those who might find themselves in a dim passage, unsure of which direction to move forward. Building a framework for interdisciplinary learning is akin to planting a garden with a variety of seeds rather than just one type. You create a rich biodiversity of thoughts in your mind that, when nourished, can bloom into ideas and inventions with the potential to transform communities and industries. And, as we come to see our human collective as a garden of diverse intelligences, we start nurturing an environment where everyone's unique contribution is recognized and valued, echoing the one world ethos that celebrates our shared humanity. Unlocking innovative thinking, the interdisciplinary key. The tapestry of knowledge. Imagine your mind as a vibrant tapestry, woven with threads of knowledge from various disciplines. Every thread represents a unique field of study, and together, they create a holistic image. For a rich and detailed pattern to emerge, it's essential to weave these different threads together. How can we achieve this integration in our daily learning endeavors? It starts with recognizing that the separation of subjects is often more artificial than real. History influences art, physics blends with philosophy, biology informs architecture. You see, the interplay of knowledge enriches our understanding, allowing us to see connections that were not apparent at first glance. Crafting your interdisciplinary approach. Let's consider the building blocks for creating an interdisciplinary approach. Curiosity is your compass. It will guide you toward compelling connections between subjects. Begin by identifying your primary area of interest. It might be a subject that has always captivated your attention or a new skill you're eager to master. Once you've pinpointed this focal point, start branching out by asking questions that link this interest to other disciplines. For example, if you're fascinated by engineering, explore how principles of physics and aesthetics of design play a role in your field. This exploration can be as simple as picking up a book that looks at engineering through the lens of art or watching a documentary on the physics behind famous structures. Building bridges between interests. To effectively integrate knowledge across multiple fields, it's helpful to create bridges between seemingly disparate interests. Integration often happens naturally, inspired by a project or problem that demands a multifaceted perspective. Let's say you're passionate about environmental conservation and also enjoy coding. Developing software that models ecological impact or helps manage conservation projects could be a way to meld these passions. Engaging in projects that require a broader perspective can also help you understand the real-world applications of what you're learning. Cultivating a garden of skills. If we think about honing our skills in the same way we might tend to a garden, we approach learning with patience and a recognition that knowledge grows over time. Interdisciplinary study isn't about quick results, it's about nurturing understanding. Just as a garden benefits from a diversity of plants, so too does our mind from a diversity of ideas. It's important to allot time for these connections to form and flourish. Consistency in learning, much like watering and providing sunlight to your plants, is crucial for this growth. The conversation of learning. In your pursuit of understanding, don't go at it alone. Learning is, at heart, a conversational affair. Engage with mentors, peers, and experts in different fields. Ask questions and listen intently to their perspectives. Interdisciplinary learning is collaborative by nature. Each person you interact with can offer a new angle or insight that you may not have considered. In this way, your learning is not just about personal advancement, but also about contributing to the collective pool of knowledge. The practicality of versatility. In a world where change is the only constant, versatility is immensely practical. To stay relevant and adaptable, learning to integrate knowledge from different disciplines is not just beneficial, it's essential. Employers value team members who can bring diverse perspectives and solve problems creatively. By showcasing your ability to draw from various disciplines, you're not just advancing your career, you're also offering a valuable service to your community. Embracing the one world ethos. We must remember that in our quest for knowledge, we are part of a global tapestry. Embracing a one world ethos means recognizing our shared humanity and the interconnectedness of our experiences. It encourages us to approach learning not just for personal gain, but for the greater good. By fostering an understanding across cultural and intellectual boundaries, we prepare ourselves not only to excel in our pursuits, but to help others realize their potential. In the spirit of this ethos, we should also embody unconditional regard for our fellow humans. When we integrate disciplines, we are not just combining knowledge, we are combining worldviews, perspectives, and cultures. We begin to see that by helping others we help ourselves, and in teaching, we learn. As you weave together the various strands of knowledge in your learning journey, remember the greater tapestry, one that reflects a commitment to not just personal success, but collective growth and understanding. And through this tapestry, you might just discover that you can achieve far more than you ever imagined possible. Embracing a tapestry of knowledge. Imagine each discipline you encounter as a vibrant thread in an intricate tapestry. Alone, each thread tells only a fraction of the story, but woven together, they create a rich, complex image full of depth and nuance. This is the essence of interdisciplinary learning, an approach that not only enhances our cognitive versatility but also our capacity to solve problems with marked inventiveness. In linking disparate subjects, we lay the groundwork for boundless intellectual expansion and a malleable mindset that is as responsive as it is discerning. The fusion of disparate fields of study equips us with a kaleidoscopic perspective. When one can appreciate the rhythm and patterns in music as mathematical sequences or understand economic theories through the lens of historical shifts, they acquire a multi-dimensional mode of thinking. Just as a conductor leads an orchestra to harmonize the contributions of various instruments, so too must we orchestrate our knowledge to achieve a symphony of understanding. The virtue of cognitive flexibility. Cognitive flexibility is not a mere academic concept. It's a practical skill, vital for navigating the complexities of modern life. In this rapidly changing ecosystem of ideas, those who can adapt their thinking are the ones who not only survive but thrive. The ability to process new information, see it from different angles, and apply it across various scenarios is a form of intellectual agility akin to a linguist who fluently transitions between languages. This dexterity of thought is what opens doors to unprecedented solutions. When faced with a problem, someone schooled in interdisciplinary thinking will draw upon a diverse suite of resources. They might apply the precision of science to the creativity of art or use historical context to decipher a social issue's causes and effects. Those committed to lifelong learning must recognize this skill's indispensability. It is, after all, the linchpin in the wheel of perpetual growth and understanding. Strategies for problem solving. When you set out to solve a problem, do you rely on tried and trusted methods, or are you prepared to look beyond the familiar for innovative solutions? To solve complex challenges, one must be audacious enough to step outside conventional wisdom and willing to connect seemingly unrelated dots. This audacity arises from a belief that the breadth of one's knowledge can become the source of one's most ingenious ideas. Think of history's great inventors and innovators. They often bridge distinct realms of expertise to spark their groundbreaking discoveries. By learning to distill essence from one subject and transpose it into another, you acquire an ability to see the unseen, to identify underlying principles that are universal. Drawing connections between disciplines, like an artist blending colors, you can paint a solution that is as effective as it is original. Nurturing an interconnected mindset. To foster such an interconnected mindset, engage with a range of materials, converse with experts from different fields, and seek to understand the fundamental principles that underpin their knowledge. It's akin to becoming a master chef. Just as they must taste a wide variety of ingredients to understand how flavors combine, so must you immerse yourself in diverse intellectual traditions to appreciate how ideas can synergize. This broad base of knowledge is not only intellectually satisfying but also immensely practical. One sees this in community leaders who draw on psychology, sociology, and economics to effect change, or entrepreneurs who combine technology, marketing, and design to create products that resonate with consumers. Their success hinges on an ability to navigate and unite distinct knowledge landscapes. Contribution through compassionate intelligence. It is important to recognize, however, that the pursuit of interdisciplinary knowledge is not purely for personal gain. In the grand tapestry of human existence, it enables us to contribute more meaningfully to society. By understanding the complexities of the world from different vantage points, we are better positioned to offer compassionate solutions to those in need. The ability to connect with others, to appreciate their struggles and triumphs, and to apply a wealth of perspectives toward helping them, is the embodiment of one world ethos and unconditional regard for our fellow humans. Advancing this ethos, our interdisciplinary insights empower us to lift others, championing the truth that we succeed best by helping others realize their potential. Surpassing imagination's boundaries. Consider the boundless extent of what you can achieve when armed with diverse knowledge and the willingness to meld it creatively. In the pursuit of cognitive flexibility, we become more than learners, we become architects of possibility. The problems we face, no matter how formidable, are merely complex puzzles waiting for a masterful hand to piece them together. Moreover, the process of interdisciplinary learning is its own reward, imbuing us with the sort of nuanced wisdom that endows life with depth and significance. Believe fervently in the capacity to exceed your imagination's boundaries. With each step into a new discipline, a new opportunity to weave knowledge into remarkable solutions presents itself. Embrace the notion that by expanding your understanding across various terrains of knowledge, you enable yourself to construct realities that once seemed the stuff of dreams. The power of interdisciplinary synergy lies in its ability to bestow upon us an unparalleled toolkit for crafting the future, a future where intellect, creativity, and compassion are interwoven to manifest the pinnacle of human potential. The interconnected tapestry of knowledge. The landscape of learning is not a collection of siloed fields, but rather a rich tapestry, woven together with threads of knowledge from every discipline. Just as an artist blends colors to create new hues, so does the interdisciplinary thinker combine concepts to illuminate understanding and spark creativity. Picture the mathematician who plays Bach, finding rhythm in numbers and structure in music, their mind dancing nimbly between equations and melodies. It's a vivid reminder that the harmonious fusion of varied subjects isn't just beneficial, it's a celebration of our cognitive dexterity. In our endeavor to master skills overlooked by traditional education, we find that the blending of disciplines is not merely an option, it is a necessity. It imbues us with the power to solve complex puzzles by perceiving them from multiple angles. By embracing this approach, we're not just collecting information, we are acquiring the wisdom to apply it in innovative ways. Strategies for lifelong learning. Consider for a moment the beauty of a bridge connecting two previously distant shores. With deliberate strategies to join disparate nuggets of knowledge, we build bridges in our minds. Curiosity is the architect, and our questions are the cables that support this structure. As you continue to learn, encourage yourself to ask those transformative, what if, and why not, questions that link the realms of science to the spirit of the arts. Your mind, much like the bridge, will become a bustling thoroughfare of ideas where the analytic greets the abstract and the practical joins hands with the philosophical. Each chapter of our journey is an invitation to refine the art of learning, to cultivate that cognitive flexibility that is so vital in today's rapidly shifting world. Emphasize practicality, as these skills you hone today hold the blueprint for the solutions of tomorrow. Problem solving, celebrating cognitive synergy. Diversity in thought is akin to biodiversity in nature, essential for a healthy and resilient ecosystem. As you engage with various disciplines, you nurture a cognitive ecosystem rich with potential. The problem solver of the 21st century will not be the one who has memorized the most facts, but the one who can weave disparate facts into a coherent strategy for action. By linking together areas as diverse as literature and technology or philosophy and biology, we do more than expand our own minds, we set the stage for a collaborative milieu where our collective intelligence flourishes. If we acknowledge that we succeed best by helping others realize their potential, then this method of learning becomes a powerful conduit for community and growth. A united effort for ourselves and others. In traversing the vistas of interdisciplinary knowledge, we also traverse cultural and personal boundaries, fostering a one-world ethos and unconditional regard for our fellow humans. Armed with a wide array of understandings and skills, we become not only champions of our own progress but also enablers of communal success. We succeed beyond imagination when we acknowledge that our triumphs are shared, and our discoveries are contributions to the collective human endeavor. As we prepare to turn to the next chapter, remember that your journey is kaleidoscopic, replete with colors and patterns yet to be discovered. In this vibrant array, every lesson, each piece of wisdom, contributes to the picture. It's a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge is as much about personal transformation as it is about empowering others. So, take these strategies, insights, and your boundless potential out into the world. Continue to learn, share, and grow. For in the grand tapestry that we weave together, each thread, each skill, each lesson learned is as vital as it is beautiful, creating a masterpiece that truly goes in action, from theory to practice. The classroom was a sanctuary of thoughts, a mosaic of growing minds grasping at the tendrils of their own unique intelligences. Among them sat James, whose hands bore the stains of ink and persistence. He grasped his pen like a chisel, intent on carving out a space for his own kind of knowledge, the kind learned not from textbooks, but from the very pulse of life's experiences. Outside, the autumn had bequeathed a crisp blanket over the town. Leaves painted the cobblestone streets with hues of fire and gold, and the air carried the promise of change. James's mind wandered to the community project he had volunteered for, a hands-on endeavor that would bring to life the concepts he had learned about personal development and practical application of skills. How effectively could he translate his knowledge of intelligences into the real world? The question itched at the corners of his contemplation. His friends, each with their unique abilities, were joining him on the project, which aimed to refurbish the local community center. Jessica was brilliant with numbers, her logical mathematical intelligence shining like a lighthouse beacon through the fog of uncertainty. Michael's musical talents would breathe a new life into the old building's acoustics, illustrating that intelligence was not a mere scholastic achievement, but a symphony of varied aptitudes. The gentle tapping of rain against the window pane drew James back from his reverie. The droplets fell like nature's own rhythm, a reminder that the world outside was a teacher equally as profound as any found within these walls. The reality of his abilities would soon be put to the test, not on paper, not in hypotheticals, but in the honest toil of rejuvenation and community service. How would they all work together, applying their separate strengths for a singular cause? Confidence, that elusive creature, sometimes seemed like a bird just out of reach for James. Yet with each project, each real-life role he undertook, the bird fluttered closer, more tangible. What mattered most was the doing, the applying, the transformation of theory into action. Could this tangible proof of his abilities finally coax the bird to perch upon his shoulder? Twilight was setting in as he left the classroom, the sky a canvas of purples and oranges. he could see the center in the distance, an edifice of possibilities. Tomorrow, it would be animated with the sound of hammers, the laughter of cooperation, and the silent triumphs of intelligences validated through sweat and spirit. In this journey, the immediate goal was not success, but the exaltation of effort, the elevation of unified purpose. Could not the true measure of achievement lie within the journey itself rather than the destination? And therein lies a question worth pondering. In our shared endeavors, where one's gift becomes a thread in a tapestry of collective growth, how might we unlock potential not just in ourselves, but in all those around us? Unleashing your inner maestro, intelligence beyond the classroom. In the landscape of discovery and learning, it is where theory waltzes with practice that true mastery reveals itself. As within the cadence of a grand symphony, every individual possesses a unique harmony of intelligences awaiting expression. Thoughts encased in academic rigidity burst forth when applied to the fluid mechanics of life's various stages. This is a narrative not of restraint but of liberation, the kind that unfolds when one applies their knowledge pragmatically, validating the myriad of intelligences that textbooks and tests only whisper about. Consider the craftsman, whose tactile genius lies latent within until he molds his first crest of clay. Or the ingénieux of mathematics, whose abstract equations cascade into real-world solutions. This chapter is a heartfelt ode to the intersection of intelligence and application, its pages a mosaic of hands-on projects and authentic experiences that validate one's unique abilities. Each story within, a testament to the transformative power of engaging knowledge in the workshop of reality. We live in a world intricately connected, each action rippling across the global pond. Embracing this one-world ethos, we find that our individual successes are deeply entwined with the empowerment of others. The chapters ahead endeavor to guide readers on a path of self-discovery and practical application. You'll learn to identify ways to employ your intellectual gifts in tangible scenarios, thus showcasing your inherent capabilities. True wisdom comes from reflecting on one's journey of applied learning. It's in the nitty-gritty of execution that we evaluate the effectiveness of our knowledge. Competence in theory morphs into confidence in practice, and this robust confidence becomes a lantern, illuminating paths once shrouded in self-doubt. Our exploration extends beyond textbook scenarios. It nurtures a boundless landscape where each intellectual pursuit becomes a tangible stepping stone towards not just personal triumph but communal upliftment. A symphony of thought, the maestro's method for developing creative thinking skills. Step 1. Embrace curiosity. Foster a mindset keen on exploration, a continual quest that broadens the horizons of understanding and unveils the splendor of diversity in thought and culture. Delve into books that challenge, conversations that enlighten, and experiences that transform. Step 2. Challenge assumptions. Like shedding autumn leaves, let go of preconceptions and breathe in the freshness of new perspectives. Seek out the why and the what if, as if they were treasures hidden behind the veil of the everyday. Step 3. Practice divergent thinking. Set your mind adrift on a sea of possibilities. Here, let the winds of brainstorming billow your sails. Quantity outshines quality in this phase, for in the multitude of ideas, brilliance often finds its voice. Step 4. Reframe problems. Gentle redirection can transform an impasse into an inviting doorway. Deconstruct the monoliths of difficulty into manageable stones, the building blocks of solutions. In framing adversity as a mentor, growth becomes not a challenge but an adventurous quest. Step 5. Foster a creative environment. Cultivate a garden where diversity of thought and character can bloom. Physical spaces and digital nooks alike can become havens for inspiration, decision, and reflection, the soul's nutrients for creativity. Step 6. Experiment and iterate. Step boldly into the arena of trial, where each setback merely sharpens the blade of resilience. Embrace iteration as the sculptor does his chisel, methodically crafting the masterpiece with each tender stroke. This process, a symphony of your creation, unfolds over time. Remember, mastery is not found at the crest of a wave but rather in riding its entire journey. Each step leads to the next, a progression that, when evaluated and refined, guides you to the pinnacle of your creative potential. In each endeavor, let us be reminded that we are as much defined by the wisdom we impart as by the knowledge we gain. Our actions ripple out and touch lives, forming a symphony of interconnected destinies. The pursuit of intelligence, when enacted in service to others, finds its richest manifestation. For as we help others to find their footing on the stage of prowess, we too shine under the limelight of communal success. Such is the unspoken covenant of lifelong learning and shared advancement. Intelligence is often thought of as a static measure of one's capacity to learn or understand. However, intelligence is dynamic, ever-changing based on our experiences and the ways we apply what we know. The more we engage with the world around us, particularly by applying our knowledge in practical ways, the more we come to understand the depth and breadth of our own abilities. You see, knowledge becomes truly powerful when it moves from theory into action. Consider, for a moment, a craftsman. They could delve into books learning the intricacies of their craft, but it is only when they begin to shape materials with their hands that their understanding deepens. Their talents are validated not by the pages they've consumed, but by the creations they bring into the world. To translate this into your own life, start by identifying which of your skills or knowledge areas you feel most confident about, and then seek out opportunities to demonstrate them. In the workplace, this could mean volunteering for a project outside your usual remit, thus challenging yourself and expanding your professional toolkit. In personal pursuits, it might involve taking a favorite hobby and leveraging it to solve a community problem. The goal is to stretch beyond what's comfortable, to see where your knowledge can make a tangible impact in real-world scenarios. It's in these moments of application that latent intelligences can blossom into recognized expertise. Sometimes, the bridge between learning and doing can seem a great chasm. But, by breaking the process down into small, actionable steps, that space shrinks. For instance, if you've learned a second language, you can validate this intelligence by conversing with native speakers or offering translation help to those in need. Each tiny victory not only proves the worth of your intelligence but also reinforces your confidence in it. The beauty of applying knowledge in this way is that it often serves a dual purpose. It enhances your own learning while simultaneously benefiting others. This reciprocal exchange reinforces the one world ethos, reminding us that our personal growth can and should contribute to the well-being of our community. When we share our talents, things begin to change, not just for us but for those around us too. By helping others to achieve their potential, we invariably accelerate our own journey towards mastery. Remember, your unique gifts and intelligences are not solely your own. They are a part of a larger tapestry, interwoven with the skills and talents of others. Identifying how to apply your knowledge in a way that validates your intelligence is the first step on this path. The next, of course, is to take action, to move beyond the hypothetical and into the realm of the real. Applying your intelligence, the steps to mastery. The road to validating your unique intelligences is paved with intention and action. Start small, think creatively, and seek out opportunities to deploy your knowledge in service of a cause greater than yourself. And always remember, the greatest achievements often begin as a simple application of what we know. In the tapestry of life, our unique abilities are the vibrant threads that create a magnificent picture. The impact of our intelligence is most deeply felt when we weave these threads into the fabric of the real world. Practical application of your skills does more than just reinforce theoretical knowledge, it breathes life into your capabilities and manifests them into actions that speak louder than words ever could. Embrace hands-on projects and experiences as a means of showcasing not just what you know but also what you can do. The value of craftsmanship. Consider for a moment the skilled carpenter. With every precise measurement and stroke of the saw, they transform simple planks of wood into exquisite furniture. This is intelligence in action, a display of fine motor skills, spatial awareness, and creative problem-solving. Embarking on similar projects, whether building a birdhouse, programming software, or planting a garden, allows you to apply your knowledge in a tangible, meaningful way. It's the doing and the creating that can catapult you from novice to expert, crafting not just objects but also confidence and pride in your work. The transforming power of experience. When you step into the arena of real-world application, you engage in a powerful form of learning that marries theory with experience. This does wonders for your self-efficacy. Imagine organizing a community event or leading a team project. Nothing compares to the thrill of theory meeting practice. As you tackle challenges and navigate the complexities of collaboration, you're not just applying your intelligences, you're expanding them, refining your abilities to communicate, to lead, to innovate. There's a profound joy that comes from watching your efforts bear fruit, from seeing the growth in both yourself and those around you. Collaborative endeavors and community impact. Participation in collaborative projects stands as a testament to the importance of community. By engaging with others, sharing skills, and drawing on diverse intelligences, you help create a symphony of mutual growth. Your aptitude for numerical logic might complement another's linguistic flair, together delivering solutions that neither could have fashioned alone. This synergy is more than cooperation, it's a celebration of shared human endeavor. As you contribute to the welfare of others, you'll find that success truly is best measured by the lives you touch and improve. A dynamic approach to learning. In a rapidly changing world, versatility is a prized asset. Be open to unexpected learning opportunities, and you'll become an adept navigator of change. Take part in internships, volunteer work, or shadowing professionals in your field of interest. Each interaction, each moment spent in the heart of action, is a thread added to your own rich and diverse tapestry of knowledge. Remember, Every expert was once a beginner. Embrace dynamic learning with an open mind, and watch your intelligence sparkle in multifaceted splendor. The wisdom of teaching others. One of the most powerful ways to deepen your understanding is to teach what you've learned to others. In sharing your knowledge, you not only solidify your mastery but also empower others with the gift of intelligence. As you explain concepts and demonstrate techniques, you'll find the act of teaching reinforces your own learning, often revealing new insights and perspectives. Your intelligences are not just for you, they are a legacy you pass on, a ripple effect of empowerment that can transform the world. Reflection, the blueprint of progress. Don't forget to periodically reflect on your experiences. Assessing your actions and their outcomes provides a blueprint for future endeavors and a compass for continuous improvement. What worked well? What could be changed? Reflection is the silent mentor that guides your journey, ensuring your practical applications of intelligence are not just one-off experiences but integral steps in your lifelong development. Embracing challenges as opportunities. Finally, approach each challenge not as an obstacle but as an opportunity. The difficulties you encounter in your practical endeavors are the crucibles in which your abilities are tested and strengthened. Embrace them with resilience and an open heart, knowing that at times, failure is simply the dress rehearsal for your impending success. To apply your unique intelligence practically is to participate actively in the growth of not just your own potential, but also in the vitality of the community around you. Your endeavors, however small they may feel, have the power to inspire, to build, and to lead others to realize their potential. Through your actions, you demonstrate that intelligence is not a solitary beacon but a guiding light that shines brightest when it illuminates the path for others. And in this shared journey of constant learning, be assured that you possess the capability to achieve far more than you can imagine. The proof is in the practice. Once the theory is studied and the concepts are understood, it's time to see them come to life through applied learning. This is the stage where your competence is tested and your confidence has the chance to flourish. Practical application is fundamental. It validates your understanding and cements your knowledge. Engagement through real-world tasks not only challenges you to apply your skills but also refines them in a way that textbook learning alone cannot. Let's sit for a moment and consider the old adage, practice makes perfect. Though perfection may be an unrealistic goal, the spirit of this saying holds true. The more you practice a skill in a real-life context, the more adept you become at that skill. Applied learning is the crucible in which theoretical knowledge transforms into tangible expertise. Forge new pathways. Moving beyond the confines of traditional learning and into the realms where theory meets practice, you create new neural pathways. The brain thrives on this kind of stimulation, growing and adapting as you navigate complex tasks and solve problems on the fly. It's these experiences that build mental resilience and flexibility. There's something rather magnificent about how the human mind is designed to expand through such direct engagement with the world. Consider the times when you've learned a new language by immersion, or tackled a home improvement project with only a theoretical understanding. The initial hesitation gave way to growing confidence as each attempt brought you closer to proficiency. Through action, you become more fluent, more capable, and ultimately more assured in your abilities. A cycle of confidence. The beauty of applying knowledge is that it kicks off a virtuous cycle. As you gain competence, your confidence grows. This in turn encourages you to take on more complex challenges, leading to greater competence. This positive feedback loop can propel you forward, sometimes faster than you could ever have imagined. This is the essence of how growth can be exponential rather than linear when you're willing to put your intelligence into action. Confidence is not an end state, but a dynamic process. It's built one success at a time, one challenge overcome, one problem solved. And each small victory not only adds to your skill set, but also to your belief in your own capabilities. This is critical, as self-efficacy is perhaps one of the most potent predictors of success in any endeavor. The community benefits. When discussing the practical application of your skills, it's imperative to recognize that your growth often translates into communal value. As you become more adept in your craft, your ability to contribute to the community elevates. This isn't merely about personal success, it's a broader, more inclusive vision where everyone benefits from the honing of individual talents. In many ways, society functions at its best when individuals not only recognize their own potential but also help others to realize theirs. Therein lies a more profound success, one rooted in the collective improvement and the sharing of knowledge and skills. By applying your own unique intelligences, you're doing more than fostering personal growth. You're helping to weave the fabric that holds your community together. Encouraging others. As your competence and confidence grow with each project and experience, it's only natural to begin inspiring those around you. Confidence is, to some extent, contagious. It can encourage others to take risks and apply their skills in new and profound ways. Mentoring becomes an extension of applied learning. not just for the mentee but for the mentor as well. Each teaching moment offers a mirror through which you reflect upon your journey, providing an opportunity for introspection and further growth. Imagine how empowering it might be for others to witness your journey from hesitant novice to accomplished practitioner. You are living proof that barriers can be broken, and that potential can be realized in tangible, impactful ways. Beyond imagination. In reflecting on your journey, recognize that the summit you've reached was once a point beyond your horizon. What sits beyond your current horizon? The vistas of potential are boundless, and applied learning is your vessel to new possibilities. With a solid foundation of competence and the wings of confidence, you can soar to heights that were once just whispers in your imagination. Remember, your intelligence in action is a beacon, not just for personal achievement but for a collective vision of what can be achieved when we foster our talents and collaborate. It underlines the intrinsic value and significance of practical skills in our lives and in our world, a world where, by helping each other reach our potentials, we succeed beyond measure. From intelligence to impact. Let's take a quiet moment to reflect on the journey from the realm of theory to the tangible landscape of practice. How splendid it is to witness the transformation of abstract knowledge into a set of skills that not only serve you but ripple outward to benefit those around us. Intelligence, when deployed in action, touches lives and communities, fostering progress that can be shared by all. Remember, it is not simply the acquiring of knowledge but the meaningful application that is truly remarkable. The bridge between learning and doing is where we find validation for our diverse intelligences, a bridge you are now adept at crossing. The unseen artisan. Imagine, for a moment, the artisan, typically hidden away, tirelessly perfecting his craft. Each movement, a whisper of expertise embarking on the journey to mastery. His work, seldom celebrated in grand halls, nevertheless exudes brilliance through its very existence in the daily life of the community. In much the same fashion, when we apply our knowledge practically, we become unseen artisans of our own destinies, weaving our expertise into the fabric of life's great tapestry. Your hands-on projects and engagements are more than mere tasks. They are the vibrant strokes of a painter's brush, unique, vital, and truly yours. The alchemy of confidence. There is a certain alchemy that occurs when we measure the effectiveness of our applied learning. It turns the base metal of uncertainty into the pure gold of confidence. Through this transmutation, competence ensues, providing the irrefutable proof that you, and all of us, are creators of change. Affirmation springs from action. Each project completed, every real-world problem solved, crystallizes your value in a society that thrives on innovation and dexterity. This, in turn, solidifies your presence and purpose in the world. The echo of success. I implore you to view your own growth with the generosity of spirit that you would afford to others. For as we uplift ourselves in knowledge and ability, we are inherently equipped to uplift others. Our personal successes send out echoes, reverberations that can spark the potential lying dormant within our neighbors, colleagues, and friends. Remember, dear reader, the one world ethos that binds us, the unconditional regard for our fellow humans. In supporting each other's intelligence and ability, not only do we find success for ourselves, but we also kindle the flames of possibility in others. The uncharted horizon. Consider the limitless sky, how it represents the vast expanse of what you can achieve. Each step taken in applying your knowledge is like a star charted in that infinite expanse, guiding ships to new worlds. More than you can imagine is not just a phrase, it's a drumbeat to which your heart can march, leading you to achievements grander than your dreams. It is often said that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You have already taken that step, and each subsequent one uncovers further horizons, new vistas you can explore. I encourage you. Continue to learn, apply, and witness the transformation within you and around you. We succeed best by helping others realize their potential. The proof of your intelligence is not confined to personal accolades but rings out in the harmonious symphony of a community enhanced by your contributions. Stand tall as you forge ahead, and know that action, your action, reshaping creativity, your mind's canvas. As the sun dipped low, painting the horizon in warm oranges and reds, Jenna sat on the soft, yielding sands of the beach, watching the waves kiss the shore in rhythmic beats. Her mind, normally a whirlwind of schedules and precision, began to wander, nudging her ever closer toward the tranquil state of mindfulness she had read was crucial for unlocking one's creativity. She let the moment sink into her senses, the salty tang of the sea air, the gentle caress of the breeze against her skin, the distant laughter of children playing by the water's edge. She was a woman of science, an innovator at heart, faced with a problem that had gripped her company with a relentless hold: how to push through the latest block in their technology's development. Jenna had always believed that in order to forge the new paths needed for breakthroughs, it was essential to merge the logical rigor of her field with the unstructured beauty found in art and the joyous spontaneity of play. Emotion played upon her features as the past entwined with the present, remembering the little inventions she crafted as a child, the sheer delight in discovering something new. So far from those carefree days, she now sought to rekindle that flame of original thought, for she knew well that creativity was not merely a companion to her intelligence, it was its very lifeblood. As she picked up a shell, its surface a kaleidoscope of delicate colors, she found herself pondering the potential within. Could nature's effortless artistry be the clue she had overlooked in her technology's design? Was it possible that within this simple object lay the seed for the innovation her team so desperately sought? A gentle voice interrupted her contemplation. A young boy, no older than 9, approached with the buoyant energy only the young seemed to possess. "What you looking at?" he asked, pure curiosity lighting his words. Jenna smiled, holding out the shell. "I'm looking for ideas," she replied, the truth simpler and yet more profound than it sounded. Together, they examined the shell, and the boy chatted excitedly about the shapes he could see within its curves. The interaction, brief and sweet, was a stark reminder of how complex solutions often have their roots in the simplest of exchanges. As the day waned and Jenna prepared to leave the comfort of the shore, resolve settled within her like an old friend. She believed, with renewed vigor, that the answers she sought lay at the crossroads of the structured and the unstructured, the known and the undiscovered. As Jenna walked away, her footsteps behind her slowly stolen by the waves, she pondered the inevitability of tomorrow. Would it be the day when her dedication to expanding her creative capacities could lead to that elusive breakthrough? And might it be possible, in our pursuit to expand the scope of our own creativity, that we have the power to unlock potentials far greater than we can imagine? Unleashing the creative genius within you. Have you ever considered that creativity isn't solely the domain of artists and musicians but is, in fact, a shimmering thread woven through the very fabric of our intelligence? Consider for a moment that creativity is not just about producing art but is the cornerstone of innovation, problem-solving, and the development of personal intelligence. It's as essential as the air we breathe, yet often brushed aside in the hustle of quotidian existence. But by embracing the techniques to unlock this facet of our minds, we're not only enhancing our lives but also contributing to the collective tapestry of human progress. Your mind, the infinite atelier. Picture your mind as an atelier, limitless in its potential to craft and create. To unlock this vibrant workshop of thought, one must first delve into the realm of mindfulness. Imagine this as the key to the atelier's doors. It allows you to clear the clutter of daily distractions and focus deeply on the canvas of your thoughts. Through mindfulness, you're able to observe your mental processes, dusting off the cobwebs and bringing into light the nook and crannies where fresh ideas germinate. It might seem paradoxical at first, but by quietening the mind, one actually amplifies the creative whispers within. The playground of innovation. Now, let us wade into the nexus of art and science, realms that at first glimpse seem worlds apart but are, upon closer inspection, conjoined in their quest for discovery. Both disciplines encourage a playful yet methodical approach to the world around us. In the same breath, as we embrace play in its purest form, we allow our intelligences to dance and frolic in fields of possibility. Play is not merely a child's pastime but a fundamental strategy for adults to unlock the doors of innovation and creativity. Engaging in play is like stretching before a sprint. It prepares the mind to leap beyond conventional boundaries and into a sea of novel solutions. The heartbeat of progress. Let us traverse further and investigate how creativity is not only a personal attribute but the engine driving forward fields like technology and business. Embracing creative intelligence in these sectors has led to awe-inspiring technological advancements and radical business strategies that have redefined the world. By fostering creative thought, one aligns with the heartbeat of progress, pumping fresh, innovative blood into the arteries of society. Creativity is akin to a muscle. It grows stronger with training and can atrophy through neglect. What you will soon glean from this chapter are practical techniques to foster creative thinking, promoting growth in both personal and collective capacities. You will learn to engage with the world in a manner that not only feeds your soul but also serves your community. For, in the grand tapestry of our interconnected lives, our individual advancements in creativity also become our shared heritage. The journey of cultivating creativity is one of compassion, empathy, and a resolute belief in the boundless potential of the human spirit. It requires a dash of courage, a pinch of persistence, and a continuous reminder that our triumphs are often hidden within our trials. It's about recognizing that each one of us has a reservoir of untapped creative energy waiting to paint the world with the colors of imagination and foresight. Through mindfulness, an unwavering dedication to exploring all facets of life, and a staunch advocacy for play, you're bracing yourself to unveil original solutions that benefit not just yourself but the entirety of humankind. Take these tools, cherish them as one would a compass in uncharted territories, and let them guide you to landscapes of ingenuity you once thought unreachable. With each step you take towards nurturing your creative intelligence, remember that the ultimate fulfillment lies not only in personal accomplishment but in lighting the way for others to find their own path. As I am certain, dear reader, you are destined to achieve far more than you can possibly imagine. The gateway to unbridled creativity, mindfulness. In a world that celebrates constant action, the art of mindfulness presents a profound paradox. It suggests that, at times, the route to real movement, particularly in the hemisphere of creativity, lies in stillness. Mindfulness is not only about tranquil reflection, it is a gateway to introspection and a cornerstone for unleashing the abundant creativity that resides within us all. And so, dear reader, let us explore the simplicity and the power of mindfulness to unchain the creativity that is as inherent to us as our very breath. To begin, think of the mind as a vast ocean. While the surface might be tumultuous, beneath lies a world of calm and potential. Mindfulness is the practice that enables us to dive beneath the waves, to the quiet depths where our creativity lies in wait. And yet, the concept of quieting the mind feels elusive, almost paradoxical. But consider this: in moments of repose, it is not silence that we seek, but rather a conversation with the quieter parts of our being. Mindfulness, therefore, isn't about muting the mind but engaging it differently. By setting aside time each day for meditation or deep breathing exercises, you provide a space for your thoughts to settle. As dust settles onto an untouched shelf, so do your immediate worries, giving way to the more distant, perhaps more whimsical ideas that typically lay buried. This process is not a denial of the mind's dynamic nature but an acceptance of it, a way to gently navigate through its boundless seas. Boldly exploring its hidden recesses, you will often find yourself making connections that eluded you in the cacophony of everyday life. Creativity, in essence, is a reconfiguration, a new way of seeing what is already before us. Like fitting together pieces of a puzzle, it requires you to recognize the interlocking parts of disparate elements. Mindfulness trains you to observe without prejudice, to connect without the pressure of preconception. Artistic expression and scientific inquiry, unlocking new perspectives. Equally important in cultivating creativity is embracing a diversity of experiences. The painter dabbling in the laws of physics or the scientist serenading an instrument, these are not divergent pursuits but complementary ones. It is often at the intersection of art and science where the sparks of innovation ignite. Artistic expression allows you to visualize and convey emotions and ideas in tangible forms, inviting unexpected inspirations. Scientific inquiry, on the other hand, sharpens critical thinking and requires systematic exploration, grounding flights of fancy with the weight of logic. Encourage yourself to cross these borders. Take a scientific concept and translate it into a piece of art. Or, infuse your art with scientific precision. Such exercises expand the canvas of your mind, pushing boundaries and expanding what you perceive as possible. This fusion breeds a unique creativity, one that is disciplined yet unrestricted, structured yet fluid. The power of play in creative learning. Lastly, the significance of play in nurturing creativity cannot be overstated. Play is often mistaken for frivolity, a luxury afforded to children and discarded with age. However, play is the very essence of ingenious thought. It is the freedom to experiment without fear of failure. It invites curiosity and encourages risk. Within the safety of play, the usual constraints evaporate, and ideas can morph and multiply with grace. In playing, you leverage the array of your intelligence in a setting unchecked by expectations. Here, utility lounges in the backseat, and joy steers. Solutions to problems may emerge not from strenuous contingency planning but from relaxed engagement in playful activities. One's capacity for creative thought expands as such activities stir the intellect and awaken the heart, fostering openness to the creative process. As you travel this path of mindfulness, artistic science, and playful learning, you invite a profound transformation within your creative self. Recognize that by being open to this process, you are watering the seeds of potential that lie dormant in your mind's rich soil. These seeds can sprout into ideas and solutions that revitalize communities, transform industries, and bind us together in shared achievements. Through fostering creativity, we do not merely advance ourselves, we raise the collective intelligence and capacity of our human family. For in helping others realize their potential, we find the deepest fulfillment and the highest expression of our own abilities. Remember, what we nurture within life blooms forth to enrich the world outside. Bridging creative thought with practical action. Let this embolden you to not only reflect but act, to recognize that creativity is not simply an intellectual exercise but a profound force that, when practically applied, has the power to revolutionize the very fabric of our society. Wield your creative power with the knowledge that it contributes to a tapestry that far exceeds personal gain. It is a gift that, when shared, elevates humanity as a whole, one brilliant stroke at a time. Unleashing the symphony of art and science. Imagine the human mind as an orchestra, with art and science as two chief instruments creating a symphony, each enhancing the melody of the other. Art taps into our emotional intelligence, our ability to perceive and express a spectrum of feelings. It's an outpouring of what it feels to be human. Science, on the other hand, flexes our logical muscles, how we decipher the world around us, uncover patterns, and solve problems. By cultivating both, we balance our creative scales, exploring the depths and breadths of possibilities. The dance between art and science is a testament to our multifaceted intelligence. When we engage with art, we stimulate the imagination, a playground for the mind where rules bend and perspectives shift. Science demands a different kind of creativity, one that hypothesizes and tests, refining ideas through trial and error. To embrace both is to allow our minds the freedom to wander and the discipline to return with insights. A playful approach to serious learning. The concept of play need not be confined to childhood, for it has much to teach us. When we play, we try on new roles, experiment without fear of failure, and engage with our environments in innovative ways. In the act of play, we often stumble upon learning organically, embedding it deeply within our experiences. Adults sometimes underestimate this powerful approach, associating play with frivolity. Yet, play is a serious business for our creative faculties. It liberates from the bounds of right and wrong, encouraging a flow state where ideas can mingle and morph freely. Adopting playfulness in our everyday tasks, we can transform mundane activities into opportunities for creativity. The more we engage in play, the more adept we become at improvisation and adaptation, key skills in an ever-changing world. It's about letting curiosity lead the way, nurturing a relentless quest for the what if and the why not. A canvas without boundaries. Artistic endeavors offer a space where the unconventional is celebrated, where the canvas is as broad as your imagination allows. In art, we find a reflection of our inner worlds, manifested in color, texture, and form. We learn to see not just with our eyes, but with our hearts and minds. Art is where empathy weds innovation, bridging the gap between personal expression and communal understanding. At the same time, we must appreciate the artistry in scientific inquiry. The elegant design of an experiment, the clean arc of statistical significance, these two are creations of beauty. Science is not devoid of creativity, in fact, it thrives on it. Every breakthrough, every technological advancement, begins as a spark in someone's imagination. The catalyst of innovation. Innovation is not the prodigy of a lone genius, it is often a collective effort that leverages diverse intelligences. Understanding this is key to harnessing the full potential of creativity within ourselves and within our society. Collaborative environments where artists and scientists, thinkers and doers, dreamers and realists gather can become incubators for groundbreaking ideas. Our connections with one another are more than mere interactions, they are the conduits through which creativity flows. By combining distinct perspectives, we can tackle complex issues with a richness that isolated thinking cannot achieve. Every individual has something unique to contribute, an invaluable piece of the bigger picture. The spark of collective genius. Remember, each of us possesses the innate ability to create, to bring into being that which did not exist before. Our creative capacities are not static. They grow, adapt, and evolve as we feed them experiences, knowledge, and time for reflection. Actively seeking out opportunities to blend art with science and play with purpose sets the stage for the discovery of new talents and the expansion of existing ones. Our belief in ourselves and in each other is the tinder that ignites this creative spark. By valuing practical skills and the richness they bring to our community, we not only improve our own lives but also contribute to the welfare of those around us. We excel when we invest in each other's growth, when we recognize that our creativity is a collective treasure, meant to be shared and nurtured. The infinite palette of human creativity. In closing this section and not the conversation, reflect on the infinite palette of human creativity at your disposal. By allowing ourselves to be students of both art and science, and by fostering a spirit of play, we unlock an expansive potential within our intelligences. These tools and perspectives are not exclusive. They are your inheritance, your right, and your responsibility to explore. As you move forward on your path, recall that your creative journey is boundless. The application of your unique skills in this interconnected world nurtures an ethos of unconditional regard for fellow humans. Together, in this shared venture, we achieve more than we can fathom, painting the canvas of the future with the rich hues of our combined imaginations. Creativity isn't merely the domain of artists and musicians, it's a critical force in shaping the frontier of technology and business. Envision how the giants of our times, like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, wielded creativity with the precision of a sculptor. They defied conventions, saw beyond the immediate horizon, and as a result, built products and companies that transform lives. In technology, creativity is not a luxury, it's the lifeblood that animates static ideas into spirited innovations. The intersection of art and algorithms. Technology thrives on creative problem-solving. In the digital realm, engineers and designers often look to nature, to art, and to the broader canvas of human experience for solutions that are not only functional but also eloquently designed. By recognizing that creativity is inherent in the quest for innovative technology, you understand that coding is not just a sequence of commands, but a language of modern creativity. Each stroke of genius in this field pushes society forward into a future previously sketched only in science fiction. The alchemy of business innovation. In business, creativity is no less significant. It drives entrepreneurs to reimagine the marketplace, to fuse disparate ideas into new business models. The current world, brimming with startups and disruptors, stands testament to the potency of creative thinking in commercial success. Every successful pitch, every brand strategy, and every entrepreneurial venture starts with the seed of an idea watered by the diligence of its creators. Strategy is the art of business, and those who master it hold the brush to color the economic canvas in hues of progress and prosperity. The concept of thinking outside the box is not just a trite slogan, it's an imperative for the competitive edge. In a world that is constantly shifting and evolving, the ability to adapt creatively ensures continuity and relevance. Consider how the giants of today's industries, like Amazon and Netflix, have continuously reinvented their service offerings to meet changing consumer desires, effectively rewriting the rulebook of their respective sectors. Creative cultures impact the global landscape. Creativity's brilliance shines even brighter when it permeates the environment of a workplace. When corporate culture embraces innovation, it gives employees the license to dream and explore uncharted territories. This can foster a sense of collective ownership and pride in their work, which, in turn, can lead to higher satisfaction and retention rates, as well as more innovative outcomes. Moreover, such creative culture often transcends the boundaries of the company, echoing into the wider community, and sometimes, indeed, the world at large. It is crucial to recognize that creative insights often come from the confluence of different perspectives. Ideas that are incubated in a diverse and inclusive environment tend to be more robust, tackling issues holistically. Forward-thinking organizations know this. They invest in diversity not just to tick a box but to spark a symphony of ideas that can revolutionize industries. Library to laboratory, the scientific imagination. The dance between creativity and innovation extends elegantly into the realm of science. Here, every hypothesis begins with a creative leap. Every experiment is a venture into the unknown, guided by educated intuition as much as by empirical evidence. Scientists, just like artists, lay bare their imaginations to question the status quo, to posit new ways of understanding the world around us. As such, they play a pivotal role in nurturing the soil from which new technologies and solutions burgeon forth. The role of creativity in solving grand challenges. Global challenges demand global creativity. As we face pressing issues such as climate change and social inequality, it becomes clear that problem-solving on this scale requires innovative thinking. Rather than feeling overwhelmed by such gargantuan tasks, the creatively minded see a canvas of opportunity, a chance to leave an indelible imprint on the tapestry of history. By tapping into our collective ingenuity, we can devise solutions that not only address immediate needs but lay down a sustainable path for future generations. Creativity, therefore, is an essential mechanism in the gears of progress. It allows us to visualize the improbable and manifest the impossible. Whether you find yourself in a lab coat, business suit, or artist's smock, remember that your creative capacity can influence and reshape your world. Keep in mind that innovation is born from the willingness to err and to learn from those mistakes. It's in the fertile soil of trial and error that creativity grows most lush. And so, as we forge ahead, let us remember that the strength of our creativity is amplified when we use it not just for our gain, but for the greater good. To cultivate creativity is to engage in a noble pursuit, one that empowers us and those around us, ensuring a richer, more intelligent future for all. Unlocking the creative spirit. The tapestry of the mind is rich with the colors of creative thinking, a vital thread woven into the very fabric of our intelligence. Understanding that creativity isn't confined to artists and musicians, but rather, is a crucial skill for innovation and advancement in any field, can be quite the revelation. The ability to view old problems through the lens of new solutions is at the heart of every leap forward, be it technological marvels or the simple conveniences that enhance our daily lives. Fostering a mindful approach. Employing mindfulness serves as the key that unlocks these vibrant colors. It's about being present, about treating each moment as a fresh canvas awaiting your unique brushstrokes. When we practice mindfulness, we invite a spectrum of ideas, free of the constraints of past judgments or future anxieties. Consider the practice not as a task, but a gentle cultivation, like nurturing a garden where fresh thoughts can bloom. The convergence of play and discovery. Remember the joy you felt as a child when lost in play. That pure, undiluted engagement with the world is still within you. It's a goldmine for creative thought, and it connects the dots between disparate ideas. Expanding your creative capacities doesn't require a grandiose plan. Sometimes, it's the simple act of embracing art, science, and play. You'll find inspiration in a painting, in a scientific discovery, or in the laughter shared over a seemingly senseless game. There's wisdom in the saying, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Let's not be dull, shall we? Creativity, the pulse of progress. In the context of our interconnected, rapidly evolving world, it's more apparent than ever that creativity drives innovation. From garage startups to sprawling corporate campuses, the pulse of progress beats to the rhythm of novel thinking. This isn't limited to the Silicon Valleys of the world. Within your local community, the fruits of creativity are evident, from a quirky little cafe that found a novel way to thrive, to the community center that reinvented itself to be more inclusive and effective. It is crucial, therefore, to acknowledge the profound influence creativity has on our daily existence. By valuing the practical applications of the mind's inventive musings, we not only enhance our own lives, but by extension, we uplift our communities. Beyond our wildest imaginations. Believe, dear reader, that you are capable of more than what you currently perceive. Your potential is a vast, uncharted expanse, and creativity is the compass that will guide you through. We often limit ourselves, not realizing that the walls enclosing our aspirations are of our own making. By nurturing your creativity and allowing it to shape your decisions, you're embarking on an expedition to discover what remarkable contributions you can offer to the world. It's in giving legs to your unique ideas that we together flourish. Unconditional regard, one world ethos. Let's not forget, in our pursuit of personal development, the power of unconditional regard for our fellow humans. It's a bedrock principle that cultivates an environment where creativity can truly thrive. After all, we're all painters on this vast canvas, each brushstroke affecting the other. By helping others realize their potential, we amplify our own capacity to succeed. Remember, the creative spark within you is not a dormant ember waiting for a strike of lightning. It is a flame that can be deliberately fed, carefully nurtured, and passionately stoked. Equip yourself with mindfulness, play, and a boundless curiosity. Do so, and watch as your life transforms, not in 3 months, nor in any prescribed time, but continuously, as you grow and contribute to the world in ways beyond measure. May your creative journey be as enriching as it is infinite, for in the artistry of your mind lies the power to reshape the world, one ingenious brilliance through reflection. In the amber warmth of the late afternoon, the old library's tall windows welcomed a cascade of sunlight that seemed to spill like molten gold between the shelves. The dust motes danced languidly in the beams, and the silence was rich with the scent of old paper and possibility. Harold sat at a mahogany desk, peering over the rim of his glasses at the young woman in front of him. She had the earnest intensity of a person on the brink of self-discovery, her eyes wide and seeking. He recognized that fervor, it had fueled his own journey decades earlier. Her problem was not unique, bridging the gap between where she was and where she wanted to be. I know I have potential, Harold, but how do I tap into it? How do I make sure I don't stray off the path? She asked, her voice tinged with the nudge of desperation. Harold offered a slight nod, a sage brush of affirmation. Feedback, my dear, it's the compass that guides us through the wilderness of our endeavors. Outside, a soft breeze lifted the edges of the papers scattered on the desk, a whisper of the world turning, ever turning. The woman watched a leaf drift through the open window, landing at her feet, a metaphor for guidance laid before her. In the end, Harold continued, his voice carrying the gentle depth of rolling thunder, we are all blind navigators on ships of ambition. But if you harness the collective wisdom of those whom you trust, if you learn to listen to the subtle echoes of your own soul, then the map begins to unfold before you. She pondered this, her fingers tracing the wooden grains of the armrest, as if finding answers in their intricate pathways. The outside world beckoned the sense of oncoming dusk, with its indigo promises, the distant hush as the town prepared for the evening. Harold watched her, this young mind on the precipice of understanding. Reflect, adapt, grow, he mused. It's a dance as ancient as the stars, and just as beautiful. She nodded, her resolve hardening like drying clay. The essence of the library, the mustiness and the glow of knowledge seemed to press against her skin, encouraging her to absorb more. As the sun began its descent towards the horizon, casting long shadows upon the floor, her shadow seemed to stretch too, reaching out for what lay ahead. How staggering it is! To think we are not fixed stars, but comets streaking across each other's skies, Harold said softly. The woman stood up, drawing a deep breath. As she walked to the door, her silhouette, backlit by the sun, spoke of chapters yet unwritten. And Harold, the old guardian of lost arks and found pursuits, remained seated, his thoughts as quiet as the settling dusk. What transpires when one takes the earnest leap into the unknown, propelled by the gales of feedback and the gravity of introspection? Do we not all discover, in that brave act, that we indeed can achieve more than we ever imagined? The polished mirror of self-improvement. Reflect upon this. Every masterful painting began as a simple sketch, gently refined with each thoughtful stroke of the artist's brush. Those unexpected contours and shades, once realized through reflection and measured adjustment, have created masterpieces that surpass all initial expectation. Consider your own mind as such a work of art, evolving with the careful touch of introspection and the invaluable input of those around you. Within these pages, we will discover how the gentle art of self-assessment can be your compass to navigate the rich landscape of innate intelligence that traditional education often leaves uncharted. Each individual possesses a hidden gallery of intellectual and creative brilliance, waiting to be acknowledged and harnessed. Yet, without looking into the reflective glass of our own actions and thoughts, how can we improve what we do not see? Continuous feedback is a beacon, illuminating the ladder to personal excellence in areas untapped by standardized schooling. It invites us to scrutinize our every move and thought, encouraging the growth of our unique intelligence. Let us imbue this journey with a sense of respect for our peers and mentors, whose observations can be as insightful as our newfound self-awareness. Treading this path, we grasp the true essence of our abilities and begin to sculpt a learning strategy that is in harmony with our authentic performance. In this symphony of self-discovery, reflection becomes not just a strategy for intellect building, but a lifestyle that continually nurtures the seed of our indomitable spirit. In your hands is the ultimatum: to stagnate in the comfort of the known, or to embrace the transformative power of feedback and reflection. These keys unlock a trove of personal wealth hidden within the depths of your own psyche. To foster this metacognitive awakening is to stir a revolution within oneself, sparking a lifelong quest for knowledge and self-improvement that transcends any grade or accolade. The journey towards embracing our full potential is reminiscent of a blacksmith honing a fine blade, each hammer strike aligned with purpose and intent. Similarly, we must forge our minds with the tools of self-assessment and the wisdom imparted by others. We succeed not just for our own fulfillment, but to reinforce the very fabric of our community. As a seasoned gardener tends to their flowers, so too must we cultivate our mental faculties, pruning away the unnecessary, nurturing the worthwhile. This narrative doesn't simply mark an end. It signifies the onset of a lifelong passion for excellence that radiates beyond the individual. Remember, your journey is interwoven with the diverse threads of humanity's grand tapestry, serving a reminder that when we elevate ourselves, we lift up those around us in tandem. For in the end, your loftiest achievements are boundlessly magnified in the service of one another, echoing the heartbeat of our shared human experience. A tapestry of feedback, weaving the fabric for growth. Simply put, feedback is the breakfast of champions. Without it, we remain in the darkness of our own perceptions, often overestimating our triumphs and underestimating our foibles. As a craftsman takes a step back to examine his work, scrutinizing each detail before adding the final touch, so must we develop a rhythm in observing the path of our learning and the accomplishments of our intelligence. Start by creating a feedback diary. Each day, note what went well and what could have been better. But remember, this is not about incessant self-criticism. It's about understanding patterns, discerning what can be improved, and celebrating the victories no matter how small. It's the accumulation of these daily insights, akin to brushstrokes on a canvas, that will eventually lead to a masterpiece of self-improvement. However, sometimes our own view isn't enough. We need the perspectives of those who observe from the outside. Encourage peers to provide frank and constructive feedback. It's a sign of strength to ask for honest opinions and a demonstration of intelligence to sift through them, taking what is useful and discarding what is not. Endeavor to surround yourself with individuals who challenge and inspire you, fostering an environment where giving and receiving feedback is as natural as breathing. Similarly, seek out mentors whose experience and wisdom can guide you through the labyrinth of growth. They've navigated their own treacherous paths and can often see the pitfalls before you do. Their insights can be like a lighthouse guiding a ship to harbor, essential in your journey towards developing your unique intelligences. Feedback systems, the architecture of learning. Incorporating technological tools can provide a scientific touch to your feedback system. Online surveys, analysis software, or even video recordings can offer quantitative and qualitative data, providing a neutral lens through which to view your progress. The marriage of human insight and technological aid can streamline the feedback process, making it a timely, consistent, and integral part of your growth. Self-assessment, the mirror to your mind. As valuable as external input is, the keystone of your development system is self-assessment. Develop the habit of regular reflection, for it serves as the mirror to your mind. Gauging your own abilities, the breadth of your knowledge, the sharpness of your skills, the depth of your understanding allows you to chart your own progress and set the course for future learning. Remember, every great mind has doubted their capabilities at some point. It isn't self-doubt that sets individuals apart, but how they respond to it. Use your self-assessment to build resilience, to understand your true capacities, and to fortify the belief in your abilities to tackle complex challenges and novel situations. The One World ethos, feedback from a shared humanity. In this interconnected world, consider the broader perspective. How does your personal development contribute to the community? How do your strengths serve others? Applying an ethos of shared humanity to your feedback system not only enriches your own intelligence growth but also enhances communal well-being. Your individual success and the impact you have on the lives you touch are intertwined. When we help others realize their potential, we unlock doors to our own path of enlightenment. If your talents are to be truly harnessed, pursue opportunities that allow you to aid others in their quest for growth. This reciprocal nourishment of abilities strengthens the fabric of our collective intelligence and cements your role as a cornerstone within the community. Embarking on the path, feedback in action. Now that you possess the blueprint for developing a robust feedback system, apply it with diligence and sincerity. Be ready for the challenges ahead, keeping in mind the constructive nature of feedback and the objective of continuous growth. Stamina and a stalwart heart will be your allies in this enriching endeavor. Locate the areas that need illumination, anticipate the bends in the road, and proceed with a steady stride. The path of feedback is strewn with insights and learning, an adventure that molds the intellect in profound ways. Unveiling the next canvas. Nurture the arts of listening, reflecting, and adjusting as you move forward, for these are the tools that carve out mastery from the raw marble of potential. As we turn the page on the current canvas of our lives, let's prepare for the fresh one awaiting us, ready to be painted with the hues of experience and the brushstrokes of reflection. Enhancing personal development with guiding hands. Stepping into the realm of personal growth is akin to cultivating a garden. In much the same way that a gardener tends to their beds, drawing on the wisdom of those with greener fingers and the experiences of fellow horticulturists, we too thrive when we open ourselves up to the guiding hands of mentors and peers. It's a universal truth that the more diverse the feedback, the richer the growth. As your narrative unfolds, the presence of a well-chosen mentor can shine light across your path, their experiences acting as lighthouses guiding you away from erstwhile hidden rocks beneath your journey's surface. Mentors, beacons of wisdom. The value of mentorship. Mentorship is a gift, one that catapults learning beyond the boundaries of literature and theory into the heart of knowledge applied. A mentor can elucidate complex concepts not with jargon, but with relatable narratives, breathing life into abstract ideas. Their hindsight becomes your foresight, enabling you to avoid pitfalls and carry forward with greater conviction. Their victories and challenges alike are not only sources of inspiration but practical lessons that, when heeded, fortify your own endeavors. Building upon trust and exchange. Fostering a relationship with a mentor is anchored in trust and mutual respect, a pendulum that swings between guidance and autonomy, always in delicate balance. It's not about surrendering individuality in submission, but about harmonizing their knowledge with your aspirations. Remember that mentorship is a two-way street. As much as we absorb and learn, we must give back, for this symbiosis nourishes both the mentor and the mentee, fortifying the fabric of our shared humanity. Peers. Mirrors reflecting varied facets of experience. In the context of peers, these individuals are mirrors reflecting our own experiences through a prism of varied perspectives. The juxtaposition of different viewpoints and the synthesis of collective wisdom underscore a powerful alchemy. It's here, in the exchange of ideas and the challenge of conceptions, that innovation often sparkles into existence. Sowing seeds of collective knowledge. Interaction with peers equips us with an arsenal of insights, as we share both successes and failures. This tapestry of shared learning does not merely decorate the walls of our intellect but strengthens the very foundation of our capacities. Embrace peer feedback not as criticism but as a kaleidoscope that can reveal dazzling opportunities otherwise unseen. The art of self-reflection, crafting your inner wisdom. While guidance from others plays an invaluable role, the art of self-reflection is akin to turning the soil of our inner garden necessary for growth, for drawing nutrients to the surface. Through reflective practice, we carve out moments of introspection to examine our actions, deliberate on outcomes, and crystallize our thoughts. This potent, silent counsel allows us to calibrate our internal compasses, ensuring that our path aligns with our most authentic selves. Nurturing the inner dialogue. Journey inward regularly, for the conversations you have with yourself are as critical as those you hold with others. They lay the groundwork for self-awareness and growth. Through reflection, you claim ownership of your journey. You affirm that the ultimate responsibility for your development rests squarely upon your shoulders, even as you draw upon the collective wellspring of human experience around you. Aligning practice with presence. Finally, integrate the insights gleaned from mentors, peers, and the solitude of self-reflection into tangible practice. In truth, the full resonance of learning is only felt when translated into action. When you embark on making adjustments based on the feedback you've gathered, you honor the input of your community and reinforce your commitment to lifelong learning. Forging a synergy of learning. Approach this integration with a spirit of experimentation and adaptability. Every piece of advice, every period of reflection, is a thread in the loom of your development. Weave diligently, and with intention. For as we endeavor to refine the brilliance of our intelligences, it is the intricate interplay of external wisdom and internal discovery that truly illuminates the path ahead. Remember, as you navigate the complexities of your growth, you do not journey alone. The wisdom of mentors, the reflection of peers, and the insights from within create a synergy propelling you towards untapped potential. By assisting others in realizing their potential, we inadvertently boost our own. We succeed best not in isolation, but as part of an empathetic, interconnected human family. As we navigate through the intricate process of self-improvement, it is essential to recognize that growth is not a straight path, it is an art form of adapting, adjusting, and aligning. The beauty of personal development lies in its flexibility. The ability to integrate feedback and progress into a tailored learning strategy is invaluable. We must become our own artisans, sculpting the path that resonates with our unique journey, ensuring our efforts are in harmony with the rhythm of our true performance. The art of adjustment. The mark of a skilled artisan is their ability to adapt their tools and techniques to the material at hand. Similarly, when we receive feedback, it is paramount to adjust our learning strategies accordingly. Like an artist selecting a chisel to carve stone, select strategies that chip away at the unnecessary, revealing the statue within. Should a mentor suggest a new approach or a peer offer insight, embrace these as constructive guides to refine your abilities. Practical skills, such as active listening and critical thinking, are not just assets but essentials in assessing and applying feedback meaningfully. The symphony of growth. A symphony is an intricate composition where every note contributes to the overall masterpiece. It's much the same with our personal development. Consider each piece of feedback as a note in your symphony of growth. When these notes are attentively woven into your daily practice, they resonate with the music of improvement. Always remember, the impact you have on your community is akin to the harmony created when each musician plays their part with precision. By cultivating your skills and contributing them to the collective, you strike a chord of meaningful change, embodying the ethos that when we help others realize their potential, we enhance our own capacity to succeed. Reflection and realignment. Among the tools in your developmental toolkit, reflection is a jewel. Make time to pause and ponder your progress. It is not just an act of self-indulgence but a strategic pivot. Use reflection to realign your approach with your evolving goals and the outcomes you're striving toward. The journey of learning is a continuous loop of action and contemplation. Put thought into your practice and practice into your thoughts. Transformation is born from the convergence of our reflective insights and our willingness to act upon them. The value of hands-on experience. Do not underestimate the power of hands-on experience in cultivating your skill set. Theory and concepts are important, yes, but nothing replaces the knowledge gained through practical application. Each time you engage in real-world activities, you accrue invaluable wisdom that formal education can sometimes overlook. It is like learning to swim. You can only truly learn by getting into the water. So, dive into experiences that challenge and expand your abilities. When you emerge, you will not only have learned to swim but to navigate the tides of real-life challenges. Honing a worldview of unconditional regard. In this global village, we must adopt an unconditional regard for our fellow humans. By understanding that our growth is interconnected with the progress of others, we embrace a one-world ethos. Imagine if every individual's development contributed to the community's reservoir of knowledge and skill. With every person we lift up, we fortify the community's foundation, which, in turn, supports us all. Never discount the ripple effect of sharing your skills. The contributions you make to others' lives will invariably enrich your own. The possibilities are boundless. If there's one thing to remember, it's this: the potential within you is boundless. Limits are often illusions, born from doubt or fear. Break these barriers by continually seeking growth and invite feedback that sheds light on new paths of possibility. When you align your learning strategy with your innate talents and the feedback you've gathered, something magical happens. You realize that you are capable of achieving far more than you initially imagined. Cultivating lifelong mastery. Remember that mastery is not a destination but a lifelong journey. By remaining open to learning and adjusting your course, not only do you refine your abilities, but you also demonstrate a commitment to excellence that transcends the ordinary. It is through the perpetual pursuit of growth that we keep the flame of brilliance alight, illuminating the path for ourselves and others to follow. So, carry forward with the knowledge that your journey enriches the tapestry of our shared human experience, and through your personal development, you aid in crafting a world where every individual has the opportunity to shine. Embracing a journey of continual growth. If we imagine our minds as gardens, then intelligence is not a single, towering tree, but a diverse tapestry of flora, each with its unique hue and fragrance. And like any devoted gardener, we must tend to these plants, pruning and nurturing them with the loving hand of reflection and the discerning eye of self-assessment. The principle to abide by is simple yet profound. Feedback is the sunlight and water to the seeds of our intellect. It catalyzes growth, uncovering the potential that lies dormant within us. Through the system we have crafted for ourselves, feedback becomes not just a reaction we receive, but an active dialogue, a conversation we have with the very fibers of our being. Consider the role of mentors and peers. These sapient souls, who tread the path before us, shine a light on the twists and turns of the journey ahead. Their experiences whisper to us, not of the destination, but of the ways in which we can walk, perhaps with a sturdier staff or a more measured stride. With their guidance, our steps become surer and our progress steadfast. Self-reflection, on the other hand, is the inner mentor, the voice that resonates with the truths of our own making. When we look in the mirror of our actions and thoughts, we see not just who we are, but who we can become. And it is within this honest appraisal that we find the courage to reshape our strategies, realign our goals, and rekindle the flames of our aspirations. Sculpting the path ahead. Our journey is not one of rigidity, but of fluidity and adaptation. Just as a tree bends with the wind, so too must our strategies flex with the gales of progress and feedback. By adjusting our learning methods, we stay true not to a preset plan, but to the reality of our performance and outcomes. Our pursuit of mastery thus becomes a dance, a graceful, deliberate movement that responds to the rhythm of our growth. Throughout this book, we have traversed the extraordinary expanse of human intelligence beyond the confines of grades and standardization. We've unearthed latent talents and cultivated skills obscured by the shadows of conventional education. With each chapter, a piece of the puzzle was revealed, coming together to form the complete picture of a mind unfettered, an intelligence unbound. You now stand poised, equipped to forge your destiny. The end result is not a static trophy to be shelved, but a living, breathing testament to your potential, a potential that you will continue to explore and expand in the days to come. Our intelligences, diverse and dynamic, demand nothing less than our unwavering commitment to their growth. A tapestry of shared success. Let us not forget the overarching truth that threads through the fabric of our existence. We are bound by the commonality of our humanity. In this one world, our successes are intertwined, each triumph a beacon for others to follow. When we lift ourselves, we must extend a hand to raise those around us as well. For in their ascendance, we find our own paths made clearer, our own strides strengthened. By helping others realize their potential, we amplify our own. The true measure of our achievements lies in the echoes they leave in the lives of our peers. The skills we hone, the intelligence we nurture, these are not merely for personal gain but are gifts that we offer to the collective human endeavor. In nurturing your unique talents, you have embarked on a voyage of immeasurable worth. Remember always that the capacities you develop and the wisdom you gather are to be shared freely, sowed generously into the fertile grounds of our shared existence. Through this, you achieve not only what you imagine but also inspire others to reach for the stars that light our common sky. Your transformation is complete, yet it is also just beginning, a paradox as beautiful as it is true. For in the boundless realm of human potential, the journey is never over, and the pursuit of brilliance, never ending. Unleashing your unique brilliance, a journey's end and beginning. As we find ourselves poised on the precipice of transformation, let's take a moment to bask in the shared glow of our enlightenment. Beyond the confines of traditional grades and accolades lies a world bursting with untapped potential, much like an undiscovered symphony waiting to be played. Your life is the instrument, and it's time to make music that resonates with the very essence of who you are. This book has been akin to a compass, designed to guide you through the myriad landscapes of human intelligence that the conventional education system may have left uncharted. You now possess the map to your mind's hidden territories, and it's incumbent upon you to explore it. Make no mistake, this is not the final chapter. The real world awaits, eager for the talents you're set to cultivate and unleash. The blueprint of your inherent genius. Let's draw the curtain back and revisit the grand stage where your individual intelligences bask in the spotlight. From the rhythmic heartbeat of musical prowess to the rich tapestry of interpersonal connection, you've discovered that intelligence is not singular but multifaceted, as unique to you as your fingerprint. The essence of our book's voyage was to dismantle the old creed that academic achievement is the sole measure of potential. Instead, we've donned our explorers' caps and delved into the expanses of Gardner's intelligences, where we unearth not just knowledge, but also understanding and appreciation for every kind of intellectual gem. Practical wisdom for an inspired tomorrow. What now? You might ask. Arm yourself with these insights and wield them as you would a master craftsman's tools. Align your unique skills with the needs of your community. Strive to solve real problems and address genuine needs by deploying your bespoke talents. This is the embodiment of our one world ethos and the unconditional regard for our fellow beings. Should you be an auditory artisan, compose not just music, but the very harmony of teams and communities. If spatial intelligence is your forte, visualize not only spaces but opportunities for innovation and transformation. And to those with interpersonal intelligence, listen, connect, and nurture not just relationships, but the very fabric of society itself. Embracing limitations as stepping stones. As your knowledgeable companion on this journey, I must acknowledge that the pathways to mastery are not without their stones and brambles. Each individual's journey will be distinct, and as such, the book could only provide the foundations and frameworks, not the particularized solutions that your life will write. Further research and exploration, personified by your own experiences and trials, will serve as the supplementary chapters that you'll author in the margins of your days. And as you step into the authorship of your life's narrative, remember, the only failure in growth is the failure to try. A call to cultivating your personal renaissance. Stand now, at the helm of your destiny, ready to set sail. Let these words, this knowledge, be the wind in your sails as you voyage the boundless sea of potential. And remember, the true measure of success is not in possessing but in applying this wisdom to catalyze change in your life, in others' lives, and in the world. In pursuit of this grand vision, may you find an inner wellspring of motivation, perennially replenished by the knowledge that you can, indeed, achieve far more than you ever imagined. The resonance of your unwritten symphony. And so, as our dialogic dance draws to its close, grasp tightly the conductor's baton of your life. The crescendo awaits your command, and your actions will echo forth, a symphony of success that was never just about you, it has always been about us, together. Let this book be your overture, your life the masterpiece. The only real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. Marcel Proust. May your vision be ever clear, your resolve steadfast, and your journey transformative. Go forth, and let the world marvel at the splendor of your unique brilliance.